Take a short break. We'll come back. I'll tell you everything that's going on this morning. And, of course, it's a very exciting program as usual. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with Islamic fundamentalist Ali Muhammad Khalil Stern.
That's my Friday fun voice. I'm trying to create fun. I got to blow my nose. I sound kind of stuffy this morning, don't I, Robin? Do you detect any snot sounding in my voice?
Yeah, there's a little blockage.
Yeah, man. Stop it, Fred. Maybe it's just nerves. I'm nervous.
Nothing came out?
That's the other nostril. That's the left nostril. I knew that was going to be easy. It's my right one that's...
It's clogged.
Isn't that a great noise? You hear like the chunks hitting the toilet paper?
I was hoping that was my imagination.
No, that was the chunks. Isn't that gross?
I can't even blow my nose.
How come, Robin?
I don't like it.
Yeah, but what are you doing? It's all stuffed up. You just pick?
I don't.
You just dig? Sometimes I don't have a tissue. I'm in the car with my kid. Like I take my kid places like Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like I don't have a tissue, and I start to excavate, and it's really I should be blowing my nose.
Yeah.
And then like my fingers are dripping, and you know, I mean, it's just like and then I'm halfway into it, and I should never have started.
And you don't have a tissue.
Yeah.
It's a good thing there's cloth under the seat.
Yeah. And I'm blowing, and I'm wiping it on my pants, and I'm wiping it on the seat.
No, I try to take care of those things during morning and evening grooming.
And I'm trying to pick. I'm trying to pick in front of the kid without the kid seeing.
Oh, how do you do that?
I don't know.
Put your hand over her eye?
But I got something coming out right now. Here's a chunk. It looks like Portugal. You ever see Portugal, Robin, on the map? Exactly in the same shape.
Long and thick. That's Italy.
Yeah, he's thinking of the boot.
No, here's one that's shaped like a boot. You don't blow your nose, so how do you get everything out?
I told you I take care, like I don't blow. I just, that just bothers me.
So what do you do? Like you just put the tissue up there, you stick it up and you pick it all out?
Right.
Blot it out.
You're like a
You blot it out, like you excavate.
It can't work every time.
What?
It can't work every
Hey,
time.
Robin says it works. What do you think? She's a liar? What are you calling her, a liar?
I'm not calling her a liar.
Last night I'm watching Entertainment Tonight.
It really has to be bad for me to blow my nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
What?
I don't know. People screaming for me. What is this? Is this thing working? There's something I want to play it. I actually only hit the button. Some new Governor song.
Okay.
So I turned on Entertainment Tonight last night, and the first thing they have on is that Diane Parkinson, the woman who was on The Price is Right with Bob Barker for all those years, who comes in here all the time because she's naked in Playboy. She's suing Bob Barker for $8 million. She wants to sue him for $8 million.
Well, she just asked him to hand over $8 million, or she's going to file sexual harassment charges.
And it did seem a little odd that, Bob was smart. He handled it right. He came right out on TV. He says, look, I had casual sexual intercourse, although I don't know how you call it, casual.
Occasional is what he said.
I thought he said casual.
On occasion.
Occasional? Okay.
Yeah. On occasion, we had sex.
I had occasional sexual intercourse, he said. I like to see a 70-year-old man talk about his sexual intercourse, especially Bob Barker.
And calling himself middle-aged, don't you think that's a
Yeah, that was pretty funny. He's 70 years old, and he goes, hey, it was two middle-aged adults. And I go, middle-aged? Please, Bob, you're in your golden years.
You're going to live to be 140?
Yeah. You are in your golden years, pal. Too middle-aged.
I thought I heard that wrong on the news.
Yeah, he said it's...
Too middle-aged? No, that's not what he said.
So anyway, it was kind of fun to hear Bob Barker from The Price is Right. Now, obviously, the price was not right. It was $8 million, but...
And he's screaming.
I really thought the headline in the paper was going to be The Price was not right. And then it wasn't. None of the newspapers had that, but they all the morning newspapers now have the big story that Diane Parkinson, who's been on our show many times, and quite frankly, I was nervous because I actually grabbed Diana Parkinson's ass a month ago, and of course...
she has been filed against you?
Filed. I got 5 witnesses that says she put my hand on there. But anyway, I like Diane because she likes me so much, but... Well,
I sort of got upset when I read that, she broke the story on Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, I know. I thought that she would... So I called Gary immediately. I said, you get in touch with Diane Park, comment. I want to I want to interview her about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, Bob Barker handled it properly. First of all, I thought he was a married man and she was trying to embarrass him, but it turns out Bob's wife died in 1981.
I was going to ask you about his marital status.
Yeah, no.
Because I did not know. I thought he was a married man.
And what I'd always heard, he was a very faithful married man. But anyway, his wife died in 1981. Bob claims Diane came up to him and said, you're too damn straight-faced. Why don't you loosen up and I'll be the one to loosen you up. And
If this is your fantasy.
Yeah. Bob had my fantasy. His
I can't believe that.
He didn't have to get a divorce. His wife kicked. They had a beautiful marriage together.
He was faithful the whole time.
Faithful the whole time, just like me.
And then while he was grieving.
Diane came right up. And I expect Diane to do the same for me.
That's truth of what would go on.
Yeah.
I doubt you. And then
I prove it right.
Get a story like that.
So Bob ends up in bed with Diane Parkinson. His wife is dead. Hey, it's two adults.
All right, two middle-aged people.
Little did he know she'd wig out and file an $8 million lawsuit. Because it is a little rough, this one. She goes, they had sex for a year and a half, and 3 years later she's filing the lawsuit. That's a little rough to accept, but...
Well, she claims that she had to leave the show. See, their stories are a little bit different.
Yeah.
She claims she had to leave the show because she began refusing the sexual advances, and he made it contingent on her keeping her job.
Oh.
So she figures she was fine. The way she sees it, she was forced out of that job.
Well, we have to take her side because...
She comes on the show.
She comes on the show. If Bob wants to come on the show and defend himself, that's one thing.
Now, let me ask you something as a woman.
Well, he is luckier than Pierce Brosnan.
But
Bob
let me
Barker,
ask you
right?
something as a woman.
Yeah.
Looking at Bob Barker, who let his hair go gray.
Yeah.
And, doesn't seem like a barrel of laughs.
Right.
Is he the kind of guy that women just want, middle-aged women just want to have sex with?
No. She had sex with him. He's a powerful man. After all, he wields all that Price is Right power.
Made him stop using fur.
The price was $8 million.
And Bob said, whoa.
Whoa. It was good, but it wasn't that good. Hell.
How do you figure she thinks he has $8 million? He got that kind of money?
I think so.
Money?
He owns a piece of The Price is Right.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, and he's been on it for like 30 years.
Yeah, he keeps that thing going.
And he really is the driving force behind Price is Right. At least he's got them thinking that. I don't think they want to change the formula, so... he makes pretty good money. I mean, who knows?
$8 million, that's a big chunk.
Maybe his wife had some loot. I don't know. $8 million. I think that's negotiable, Well, she wasn't suing him only for $8 million, also Goods and Todd.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe Bob was good for $1 million.
She claims they were paying her hush money.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hey, I want to talk to her, but Baba Booey couldn't get in touch with her because we don't have a home number on her.
All the time she's been in here?
Yeah, well, it's hard to get people to fork over their home numbers.
You'd think that he'd know how to make that move now.
He doesn't have any move. Never has, never will. All I know is last time she was in here, she told me she wanted me. And I know she said it to me. I didn't say it to her.
Oh, no, I was there. I could vouch for you. I was there. I heard her say, oh, if you weren't married.
I heard her say, who even cares that you're married?
Well, I wasn't there when she was whispering in your ear. This is what I heard her say from afar.
When I went to kiss her, man, it was a pretty passionate kiss.
She did ask me in the hall if she had gone too far.
She did, and I'm not complaining. As far as I'm concerned, she didn't go far enough.
Maybe you ought to sue her.
Yeah. Hey, why don't I sue Diane Parkinson for sexual harassment? I got 3 witnesses.
Oh, boy.
Hey, let me call Dominic, see if I can file a lawsuit today. I just want to say I was sexually abused by Diane Parkinson.
I don't know that
she
your
whipped me around.
witnesses would be that credible.
Well, you're credible. Come on. Maybe Fred and Jackie are.
Jackie and Fred will bend under the pressure and go, he looks like he was enjoying it.
Hey, I didn't like it. She opened her mouth and I was under duress.
Under her dress.
I was under her dress, her little miniskirt. She's a hot little number.
Man.
You can't blame Bob, can you?
No way.
For wanting her.
Hey.
It's a man, middle-aged man.
Jackie, what does that mean? You're a youngster.
Jackie, you're a teenager. Yeah. Bob Barker was on TV last night saying, well, you know, it was consensual sex between two middle-aged adults. Bob finally conceding that he's middle-aged. Up until 5 years ago, he was a teenager.
He was a young man.
A young man. A young talk show host just starting out. Let's go over to, we haven't taken a call from San Jose, San Francisco.
All right.
San Jose, San Francisco, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air. Okay, thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, you're on the air.
Oh, very good. It's about time.
Yes.
Let's see. I resented a comment you made quite some time ago about not seeing any good-looking female doctors in your life.
Yeah, well, I never did get a good... Well, first of all, when I was a kid growing up, there were hardly any female doctors. That's number one. Number two, now that I'm older, most of my problems are urinary, so I'm not going to a female for penile work.
Why not?
Because I don't want you to see my tiny weenie.
Oh, God.
His teeny weenie.
Hey, how did the Long Island Yenta get to San Jose, anyway?
I'm a Staten Island Yenta.
Oh, all right. I knew. I was close.
I'm a Shiksta, as a matter of fact.
But you're a Yenta. All right. Anyway, so you're a doctor?
Yeah, and I met Sterling John when he was in San Jose.
Yeah.
And they all thought I was a groupie or a hooker or something. They refused to believe I was a doctor.
Yeah, and you're real good looking?
Well, so they thought.
Yeah, why don't you get a picture of yourself to me? I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll use you in some capacity.
Well, Mel Gibson's my first cousin, so, good looks run in the family.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd certainly... I can't believe that was the remark that you resented.
Yeah, I was expecting something really harsh.
I thought we were going to go back to the retarded discussion from a couple of days ago. I get more mail on that.
Well, I'm not retarded.
Well, certainly I'm not. Except in the penis area. I might need you to examine Diane Parkinson for me. In case I have to have sex with her, I might just want to check that.
Oh, I don't
Are you a gynecologist? Are you a gynecologist?
No, I'm head and neck, from the neck up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I need that.
Nose and throat and facial plastics.
Oh, yeah?
Allergy.
You do nose jobs?
Yeah.
Boy, I need one, huh?
Well, I suggested that a long time ago, but
what do you charge for a nose job?
I don't deal with the financial thing, but I think it's about $3,000.
You must be a lousy 3,000.
She works at a clinic.
Why, is
what do you
that
do?
too much?
Why don't you just do them for free? Yeah, it's too much. Just do them for like $50. You get more volume.
Just work a little faster.
No, here in New York, they're usually about like 7 to 10.
Is that right? I didn't know what the nose is.
7 to 10 what?
With the top guys.
1,000.
The real artists. There's two guys that are considered the top nose artists.
I know who they are. They're all pals of mine.
What's his name?
Michael.
No.
Is that the first name?
No.
Oh, okay.
One guy is this guy Baker, who did Robin's breasts. Dr. Daniel Baker.
He's a plastic surgeon.
He's an artist. I mean, he's the Michelangelo of breasts.
Yeah, but you only want to go to a nose doctor to do noses. You don't.
No, there's this guy.
He's big on face.
Yeah, he's like the nose guy, the breast guy, and then the other guy is this guy Cheryl Aston.
Oh, Cheryl.
But he's a regular guy.
He's a guy.
He's a guy. His mother named him Cheryl.
So they make your nose look good, but it doesn't work good. That's the problem. They only do the outside, not the inside.
No, they do the whole thing. I'm telling you, these guys like get 7,000 to 10,000 for a nose job,
that's New York.
and you come out looking like you didn't get a nose job, but you just have a really nice nose.
Oh,
so
they just file a hump down during lunchtime or something.
All right, listen, I got to go. I really didn't want to discuss. I went to both these guys, and I'll tell you something. It was the most bizarre experience that I'd ever had.
Why?
Because I really was in a quandary. I really do want a nose job. I'd like to be better looking. But I said to myself, why am I trying to be better looking since I'm so guilt-ridden I can't have sex? If I was a single guy, then I should go have a nose job so I'll at least look somewhat attractive. My wife,
you don't need it to get women.
You're right, exactly. And that was the whole thing. And then I said...
No, and you don't want your voice to change.
It does,
that's why
right?
Barbara never had hers done.
But your voice does change, right?
Yeah, it does.
It does, because look at Sting. Sting went and got a nose job. Why, I don't know for the life of me. Sting got a nose job. The guy was handsome to beat all. In fact, I think his nose looks worse.
I don't remember his other nose.
I've seen it. I see it in the old videos. Every once in a while on MTV, they play him.
I didn't notice a problem.
No, the guy he had a really nice nose, and he sang great. Then he went and got this nose job where it made it very pointy. I don't even think his nose looks as good now. And he's having vocal problems. He's had vocal problems ever since. And I don't think he attributes it to the nose job, but that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to get that hoarse quality.
How come Michael Jackson never had that?
Because he talks like this. He talks like this. I don't know. I can't answer that one.
God.
Maybe because like black guys have wider nasal passages, and even if you narrow them down, at least they have something to work with.
You mean that big nose is still inside that little nose?
Yeah, dying to get out.
God.
I don't know why he got a nose job, but some people it doesn't affect. Like Jessica Hahn, it never affected her voice.
Right.
You know, just her speaking voice. Sometimes you hear it in people's speaking voices.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, I wasn't worried about my singing voice.
Oh, you were?
No, I got to go, doctor. Okay, you're just really annoying me.
Oh, get out.
You can tell, right, Robin?
So is Stuttering John there?
All right, I just hung up on her. I couldn't take her.
It amazes me who can get into medical school.
Yeah. Yeah, I roomed with 6 medical students when I was in college, and it was pretty strange. Anyway, I didn't mean to hang up on her. I was really trying to work with her, but she just kept saying inane things and giggling. And the only one allowed to do that is Fred. So, anyway, so I went to the nose job guys, and the first thing they do, before they'll even see you, they take pictures of you, and they pull your hair back, and they take these weird black and white pictures of you under like a weird light, and it makes your nose look even worse. And when you see them, they do it in profile, and you can't believe how ugly.
The photographer is focusing on your nose.
Yeah, wow, and you can't believe how ugly you look. And I went in to see Baker, and Baker looked at me and said, "Look, you're 30. At the time I was 37 years old."
Yeah.
Okay, because you're 37 years old. This is how you made your career. I mean, looking like this, you certainly have been successful. He says, "So why do you want to do this?" Because your nose isn't that bad. I said, "Doctor, take a look at the picture. Don't tell me my nose. You have a nice nose. The world has. I would like a nicer nose." See, they test you to see how motivated you are.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure they did that to you with your breasts. And I just said, I just said, I don't like the way my nose looks. What would you do to it? So he started drawing on the picture, like just sort of like penciling. And God, I would have looked gorgeous.
I know. You came in and you were like, "What do you think? What do you think?"
Oh, my God. And it wasn't like he doesn't believe in using those computers. He says that's all jive. He just like sketched on the picture. Because the guy's an artist. He sketched on the picture what my new nose was going to look like. Did I ever show this to you?
You brought the... Didn't
I was,
we all looked at them.
Yeah, we showed him on the TV show.
He kind of just like erased it, kind of.
Yeah,
A line,
he just penciled it in so you couldn't see it. And I went, whoa. And I showed it to everyone. I showed it to my sister. And she goes, God, you're gorgeous that way. I was like, yeah.
After I saw those pictures, I thought you were going to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But you see, I just said, well, what if my voice starts giving me problems? I got to wake up every morning and use my voice. It wouldn't be fair to you guys.
What a guy.
Thank you for thinking of it.
Oh, that's wrong? When you had that the massacre on your chest, don't you think I was nervous that I'd lose you?
Massacre.
So you never thought of me when you went and did that?
Well, I thought we were supposed to go into the hospital at the same time.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
That's why I did it.
I wasn't doing that. Robin came out of anesthesia. She was like running up and down the halls like a wild woman. So he basically said to me he would do it. He saw that there would be an improvement. He says you can't expect you're not going to look like a completely different guy.
Right, he's not going to give you a nose that doesn't fit your face. He's not going to make it one of these perfect noses.
Yeah, he told me it wouldn't change my voice, but I don't buy that. That's just something and knowing me, it would change my voice.
Every time your voice changed, it would be through your nose.
Yeah, and I'd be obsessing on it. Anyway, I psychologically would make my voice change. I'd be like this every day on the
I know, he'd wake up from surgery and go, I can't talk.
Yeah, it would have happened immediately. So, it's over. The whole career is over, but I look great.
And then he'd scream, so he'd never have a voice.
Right. So anyway, and then I went to see the other guy, Cheryl Aston. And he basically told me, he says, you could use a nose job. He just said, yeah, you could use one. And he said he would do it, too. And he didn't do the sketch thing with me, but I knew he was competent.
Yeah.
I knew he was an artist because I'd seen all his other noses. I met people in the waiting room that all had it done. And then I chickened out. I just said, if I didn't talk for a living, I'd do it, but I'd just continue to be ugly. And you know what? Certain light, and in certain, like if I turn my head certain ways, camera can flatter me. I just got to find those ways.
You'll just have to be like Julio Iglesias and demand that you're only photographed from one side.
Yeah, John went to try to interview Julio Iglesias, and the publicist the whole time is screaming at the press, "You will only photograph Mr. Iglesias from the left side." And I was like, dude, you're kidding. You're not embarrassed saying that? Unbelievable.
I mean, what's on the right?
Yeah, like how bad could it be? Guys, I've seen them on TV. They get them from both sides. Oh, it's just too funny. People get carried away. And I realized I was getting carried away, and I just said, you know what? I'm just not going to deal with this right now. Since they can't deal with it, I'm just not going to deal with it. And then I backed down. I'll just get a tattoo.
On your nose. Tattoo those lines on your nose. There you go.
Yesterday was a fun day when I got home.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, dear. Oh, was it bad?
Yeah, my wife was yelling at me. We had
about
a big fight. Yeah, she said that I shouldn't have talked about her, that she had a party, and she said, all I know is I walk into my house, and right away, my mother-in-law started yelling at me that I don't say nice things about her. Then
she wasn't yelling.
She wasn't yelling, but I knew that she was like freaked out because my brother-in-law had, was running around the house. He's talking about us. He's talking, and I was like, oh man, dude. And then I walk upstairs and I say, hey, honey, and I say hi to my wife, and like I didn't get an answer, kind of thing. So I saw already I was getting the silent treatment, like just getting a very rigid kind of look. And I just said, wow, this is like being back in my mom's house when my mom used to be pissed at me. This is what this is like. I went to work, I did my job, and I talked about my wife, because my wife's a part of my life. And I talked about my in-laws, but hey, that's part of the show. And you know what? I think everyone's aware that no one wants to sit here about, oh, I love my in-laws and I love my wife. And everyone wants
a great time at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's a certain comedic license that I take, and I think most people are aware of it.
Yeah.
I think most people know that I'm a family man and love my wife and stuff. So, I don't know. It was like, and in the old days, I used to be able to talk about my wife all the time. She didn't really care that much. And then, I don't know. Ever since Nancy Sirianni Martling got a hold of her,
Jesus,
ruined it for me. Went out to dinner and she started working on my wife. So I walk in, I'm starting to get the cold treatment.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting like the chill. And I just said, I can't believe this. I can't believe. Jackie just slipped me a picture of his wife's breast.
What? Oh, just to calm you down. Next thing you won't say bad things about.
But look at those beauties. Thank you. Look at that.
He's amazing. Well, now show him one of yours.
You owe me now.
I do. Oh, look at the breast on her.
Goodness. Now that's wrong. When you're looking at somebody you really know.
Hey, let me see it again, man. Hey, Fred, I didn't want to give it up.
Sorry, I thought it was going back to the.
There's a plug.
All right. Jackie's wife will be at the exquisite dimension
Phoebe's breast
of Lydia and Hawk Talk at the. Where is this, Jackie?
It's in on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles.
Yeah, she's in a play out in California.
Tomorrow night.
Well, your wife does have some chest. Look how skinny with the big. Girl. Yeah.
Everybody's been saying nicer than I thought. She has no problem with people seeing that.
And nice and firm.
Perfect.
No wonder you put up with so much misery.
Hey, behave yourself. All right. You don't have to
look at that.
I just realized.
He's there, get his wife.
I stopped talking. You don't have to memorize it.
First time in 10 years you shut up.
I know.
He was hypnotized.
So I walk into my house, and and then I go upstairs to the bedroom, and my wife is like sort of not talking to me. And then she just sits down in the chair and looks at me and goes, I don't like anything you said on the show yesterday. I said, you know what? I said, I'm not going to let this bother me.
You said that to her?
Yeah. I said, I'm not even going to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I said, I said, that's my problem. I'm too nice a guy. I've always cared in the past when you say something to me. I don't care. Then I started getting angry because in my house there's 37 radios. Everybody runs from room to room all morning listening to my radio show. I said, stop listening. Because when you guys listen, you start to think that, like, that's my life on the radio. I want to have a life outside. I want my house to be
a radio-free zone.
Yeah, I really do, and I want my house to be. I'm an adult now. Now I'm 40 years old. Now we're getting serious.
Now you're middle-aged.
I'm past middle age. I don't think I'm going to make it to 80. So I'm in the waning years of my life. It's almost.
Oh, it's not waning yet.
Believe me, it is. Look at my breast. Okay, I want to have a kind. Now that I'm an adult.
Yes.
I remember when I was a little kid. I used to have to come into my mother's house, and my mother was always pissed off at me. It could have been just because the T-shirt was on my bed, and I didn't clean my room. Mm-hmm. And I'd get a silent treatment for 2 days, and I said, when I turn 18, I'm getting out of here.
It's over.
It's over. Then I'm on my own. I'll do whatever I damn well please. I'll have T-shirts. My parents can come visit me. I'll have 30 T-shirts piled up high on my bed.
You're going to take the T-shirts out of the drawer on the day they come.
Because I'm going to be an adult. And I'll have a boss that I have to work for, and he'll yell at me, and I'll have to deal with certain pressures in life.
But in your home.
But in my home, when I close that door, I am the head nitwit.
I'm the chief muckety-muck.
Yeah, you bet. Hold the dough. I'll run with the friggin' scissors if I want. No one's going to slow me down. I'm going to do what I want to do. So I always dreamed of that. And now I find... So now I'm walking in the house.
But you never had that time,
I'm walking into my house, and I'm getting that vibe on a regular basis.
Now, come on, it's not all the time.
With the radio show. I always say the wrong thing. I always do the wrong thing. So I said, this is crazy. I refuse to get bothered by it. I cannot walk into my house and feel like I did in my mom's house. Can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you do about it?
I just laid down the law yesterday.
Did
I said,
you?
no one is allowed to bum me out in my own home, or else they got to get out. Oh, I went on a rampage, which made things even worse.
Did you say it out loud?
And my wife has a really cool move. When she fights something, she goes, "Oh, boy, you're getting really defensive. You must have a guilty conscience."
Oh, she pulls that one.
I go, no. I don't have any guilt. She goes, "You're overreacting." I go, "No, I'm not. You were waiting for me to hear to grovel all day. I'm not groveling, damn it. I'm not gonna. I don't have to work things out. This is my house."
She's got your buttons, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't play into it this time, Jackie.
Well, at least she hated everything you said. Because what's great is when you walk in and she's mad at you for what you said on the radio, and you got to start guessing that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
My in-laws.
I've had that.
Party,
sometimes
the girls,
I get that. Then I walk downstairs and my brother-in-law is like going, "Hey, we heard what you said about us yesterday," and I ran upstairs and I told everyone to turn it on. I go, "Hey, thanks, little brother." It's great. Glad to have you sitting here eating my food and turning everyone against me. It's great. It's great seeing you. Yeah, thanks for coming down. Thanks for coming in, man. Why don't I go to Atlanta and wreck your life? Total dick.
Oh, well,
Great.
it'll be pleasant going home again today.
Nah, that's why I am officially, for the rest of the show, not talking about my family until they all get the hell out of town on Tuesday. Because I'm not going to deal with it.
Well, I thought about it yesterday after I went home. I said, "Ooh, geez, I don't know how she's going to feel about that stuff."
Yeah, I know. Well, my mother-in-law all day was like being a good sport about it, but she even was saying, like, I'm not going to say anything nice about you anymore.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, I just said, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is crazy. I got to learn to keep my mouth shut. But, I was trying to explain to my wife that, like, my show is about my experiences in life, and, I try to see the comedy in everything.
Well, I know I had a conversation with your sister-in-law.
Yeah.
While at the party, and I said, you have to look at the show as a caricature of life.
Of course.
I'm explaining how to look at it.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to explain to my wife anymore what the show is. It is a caricature of life. Or caricature.
Caricature.
I hate that word. Caricature. I hate those words.
It's life blown up and, magnified. You take one little item and you just blow it up.
That's good. I got to remember to say that to my wife.
It's not real.
Yeah, so she was mad at me yesterday.
Because I thought about, because I told you the last time, a couple months ago, she said to me, "Oh, well, I'll talk to you today, even though I'm not talking to you." I didn't even know she was angry at me. She was not talking to me because of something I had told you.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's just weird being on the radio. And like I always say to my wife, our marriage will be great if you just turn the radio off. Don't ever listen to me because you get caught up in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even listen if I didn't have to. I don't know. Pretend I work at a steel mill, and I just came home from the steel mill. And
at least she wouldn't want to follow you in there.
Yeah, right. No one would follow me. I'd be a lot happier.
You just go, honey. I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah. This is dangerous work, what I do. It's just, everyone's involved with me, and it's a whole big deal. But the reason that everyone's involved with me is because I'm successful on the radio. And the reason I'm successful is because I'm so brutally honest. And I blow things up out of proportion.
Yes, don't ever say you're...
Yeah, right.
Everybody keeps harping on it, but he says everything he says is true.
Right.
And then that blows my whole argument.
I don't know. But anyway, so I caught hell yesterday, man. I caught hell in a big way.
Yeah. Everybody was giving it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone was really rough on me yesterday. And I just said, when I got home, I was just dog tired, and I had a million phone calls to make. And I just said, I don't need this today. I just want to mellow out. No wonder my eyeballs are popping out of my head. I had a rough day of 30 gorgeous women throwing themselves at me. I don't want to go home and just relax.
You know what? You should have the threat of the pied-à-terre.
Yeah. I got to get a place in the city.
And just say, you know what? I think I'm going to stay in the city.
Yeah, I want to stay in the city today. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Does anybody make a stupid enough move, like when you're standing there with your family, does your brother-in-law ever say something like, "Man, how great was that with all those..."
Nah, he's
a little smarter.
He's a little smarter than that. But I walk in and he goes, "Hey, you were rough on us today."
That's not much.
That was his contribution. That was his contribution to the conversation. I said, "Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm just trying to make sure that the whole family can unite under my roof and have a good time together and everyone be together." Yeah, and it's great. I can walk in the house and hear everyone yelling at me. And my wife giving me the cold shoulder. I said, "Go ahead, just beat up on me. It's real comfortable. Everything's great."
I told you what you should have done was taken out that tape and played it again.
Yeah, I know. Just had it blasting through the house. But I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it maybe in a couple of weeks, but not right now. When everything cools down.
Because I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to lead you in that direction. But since you started the subject, I figured, he wants to talk about it.
No, don't ask me about it.
I never asked.
No, all right,
brought
thanks.
It up yourself.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to say, and I'm biting my lip.
You did used to wait until they left town, but the reason was they used to come on the weekend, so you talk about it on Monday. Now they're here before you're off the air.
Exactly.
So it's their fault.
I blame them.
No, I don't mind if my in-laws are better sports than my wife was mad at me yesterday, yelling at me. Telling me what a skunk I was.
But by the same token, she could make it a lot easier for you if she was understanding of the whole situation.
It's the way I make my living. I mean, what? This is new. I've been doing this for 20 years.
The rest of the family would take her lead and say, there's no big deal here.
Yeah, but she's walking around, looking for divorce attorneys, and it doesn't help. Everybody mellow out. God, it's a comedy show. I don't even know why my in-laws and my wife sit around listening to me when I'm on the radio. Is there nothing to discuss when they finally get together after 6 months? Is there nothing for them to do? Do you mean what do they do? I would love to be in the room. Do they stare at the radio together? Do they sit around it like in the old days?
You know what you should do?
Watch Regis and Kathy Lee. Leave me alone.
You should set up a video camera so you can see.
I want to see how it happens. That I get into so much trouble. Do they lay in bed and listen? I mean, what happens? Someone explain it to me.
See the expressions on there.
Someone give me a call and tell me what goes on in my house. It's like radio days. I got to make this movie tomorrow. It's going to be about me going to work and my wife and the whole family sitting around the radio listening to me while I talk.
One of those big wooden...
The big wooden radio, and everyone sitting around eating dinner in front of the radio.
Oh, it's time for the Howard Stern show.
Come on, everybody. Let's go.
Here's what's happening in the war.
I tell you, I wish the ratings people would survey my family. It would be fantastic.
That's about 50 radios.
It's unbelievable. The impression I get, my brother-in-law lays on this bed that I provide.
And he has some radio near him. He has a little portable that I have laying around that he sets up so he can tune it on as soon as he wakes up.
I see.
And hear if I'm talking about him. Of course, he's busy dropping my name all over town to get business.
But you can't talk about him.
Yeah, Baba Booey told me how my brother-in-law does it.
How?
He knows a girl who works at Playboy, and my brother-in-law just cut a whole big deal with Playboy magazine. And hey, Baba Booey, come in and tell Robin how my brother-in-law does it. Papa Flowley. I got to take a break. But yeah, tell the move. What's the move?
The move is, at some point in the conversation, he sort of insinuates that he somehow tied in with the media or something like. Yeah,
he says, I know some people in the media. He does stuff with radio a lot.
Right, and then they ask, well, what do you do? And then somewhere the big bombshell is, well, Allison Stern is my sister. They sort of drop that out.
He doesn't say Howard Stern is my brother-in-law.
Howard Stern. He says Allison Stern is my sister.
Right.
That's how it was explained to me the other day by him and the woman he told.
So then he's not dropping your name, technically.
No, he's dropping his sister's name. He's all over town dropping my name, like Johnny Appleseed.
And if they recognize Allison Stern,
right,
that name as being your wife, because they're a fan. And
if they give him a quizzical look, I'm sure he says, Howard Stern's wife?
Yeah. He's busy using my name, but and to show his appreciation, when I walk in, he reports to the family, quick, turn on the radio. They're all talking about you. I got to take him and throw him right out of the friggin' house. I ought to throw everyone right out of the house. They're lucky I'm such a nice human being.
You're not throwing anyone anywhere.
Don't worry, boss. It's only another 3 days.
Yeah.
Off.
Papa Flunky. I like having my family around. Just don't lay any trips on me. Especially my brother-in-law, who eats everything in sight, sits there, watches my TV all weekend, lays around like a lox, and then is reporting. And I don't know, I guess the whole family has, like, my in-laws have a radio set up for them in a little we have like a little pool house that they sleep in. And then my brother-in-law, he's downstairs, and my sister-in-law's upstairs in one of the kids' rooms, and the kids bunk together. And everyone has a radio nearby. And my wife has radios in every room, and in the bedroom, I always see, when I walk in, the radio is reset. I always take it off 92.3 K-Rock. When I walk in at night, it's back on 92.3 K-Rock. I purposely take it off of there.
This is amazing.
Got a psychologist on the phone. That's a pretty interesting way for you to handle all this.
Ooh.
Now, what does the psychologist know?
Wait, maybe this one knows something.
Yeah. What should I use, a rope or a lot of Valium?
Howard.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, what you should do is put them on what we call extinction.
Go ahead.
You just ignore them completely. Just give them the silent treatment. Because they get all of this satisfaction from you being on the radio.
Right. It creates a life for them.
Right. Absolutely. And they hang around you. They take your food. If you go to make something in the kitchen, they follow you in there. So take your stuff down to the basement.
Right.
Watch your tapes. Don't talk to them. And say, you're giving me all this service, I'm not going to talk to you. Or just don't.
Yeah, that's the way my mom used to do it to me.
Yeah, but then he's not enjoying himself either.
Yeah, right, then I'm miserable.
Everybody's miserable.
I don't want to even go, you're right, Rob, I don't want to go home and play games.
Yeah, he's now punished.
Just do it.
This guy must have a wonderful home life. And so much his patience.
You're now stuck in your basement and can't come out.
I'm not only stuck in the basement, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm at war.
Well, that's why you can't come out.
Well, anyway.
Your bunker.
You do it anyways, but just say, look, you really hurt me by doing this. You don't understand what I do for a living.
Now, doctor, you're John Wayne Gacy's brother?
Who have you treated successfully?
Doctor, how many divorces have you had?
Yeah.
How many women have you gone through?
Well, then we'd have to get into something called a Framo interview where you come in for marital counseling.
That's okay.
No.
My marriage is fine.
No, but this I know it is.
I don't want no Framo interview. Okay. Everyone always has these buzzwords.
Yeah.
Framo interview.
No.
What's a Framo interview? You mean you talk to me?
No, you figure out what values you each have, and then figure out how to come to some compromise about understanding each other's values. Because obviously you come from different families, and you
he married his sister.
I didn't want to say. She's actually my sister. I think Framo is a medical term for like $250. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, doctor, I got to take a commercial break.
All right.
All right, thanks.
All right.
That is Dr. Framo. Thank you, Dr. Framo. All right, very good. Dr. Framo on the phone. That's why you can't go to psychologists. They'll have you.
Yeah.
They'll have you at war with everybody.
You're jargoned out already.
You'd be divorced within like 3 months.
We have to have the Framel interview now.
Yeah, I avoid marriage counseling.
That was some advice.
Yeah.
Hide.
Give them the silent treatment for weeks.
Refuse to speak to them.
All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after.
The Holly Stern Show.
What is it? You want to practice extinction, or you want to talk to your wife?
My wife wants to talk to me. Good. She probably wants to apologize for the way she treated me yesterday. She wants to publicly make an apology.
Well, that's good.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Hal.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
I love you. I do love my wife very much, and she looked beautiful yesterday and everything. She's doing something new with her hair. I advised her on her hair, and she's doing what I
Is
said.
that right? You're her fashion consultant?
Yeah, she
Seems to be.
She does get mad at me when she asks my opinion on her hair, and I'll go, I said, you look like you just stuck your finger in a light socket. And then she'll go, how could you say that? I said, you asked my opinion. And then I tell her what to do, and she's always happy. Because I'm a Svengali. I'm like, you know how Bo...
Derek?
Oh,
Derek?
God.
I'm like John Derek.
No, Howard, you have a couple of good suggestions.
Yes. As a matter of fact, honey, I wanted to say something. Yesterday we had a little bit of a fight. Everyone in the family was mad at me. But in all seriousness,
listen, Howard,
it is a bad scene when everyone walks through the house all morning waiting to hear me talk about them. And then they're waiting to hear me gush over them when I do a comedy show.
No,
I do a show that...
I understand that. First of all, what I was upset about is that you really trashed a beautiful day. And I really
didn't. Oh, Allison.
You're not looking at it the right
Allison,
way.
wait a second. In real life, when I come home to you... My wife had
I'm not looking at it the right way.
You're not?
Why didn't you just say, leave it as it was, and it was a beautiful...
Because I had been at a party all day. Allison, what do I do for a living?
He loved the day.
I did. Of course I did. Well, is that a funny statement? I loved the day? Allison, get with it. Did you ever watch The Honeymooners?
You know what it was? It's exactly what I said. You take a minute thing and you blow it out of proportion to put a spin on something. It's not the truth.
I got up and made a speech at my wife's party about how much...
Which wasn't even necessary.
Which I professed my love for my wife in front of her friends. And let's face it, I mean, it was... Not that it was necessary, it was something I wanted to do.
Well...
So I get on the air yesterday and I started talking about it. I said, look, I know what that was all about. I know by getting up in front of these Long Island Yentas who have nothing to do with my life. You got to understand something. They have nothing to do with my life except that they're friendly with my wife.
Right.
And this has nothing to do with what he said.
And my wife's friends work on her all the time. They just drop little bombs all the time. They're always like, how are you married to him? How do you take it, Allison? How do you...
I have nothing to do with...
Meanwhile, their husbands are all cheating.
Howard,
not all of them, but some of them.
Howard, I have set it up in my life that I have nothing to do with people like that. People don't even say anything to me anymore.
Right. So what I'm saying
So
is,
you're wrong about that.
So I got up, and well, you know what? This way the word will get around. So I got up and made a love speech to my wife. And let's face it, it's for the Yentas.
No, you would have said these things to her anyway.
I say it to her in private. I do say it to her.
That's the whole point, that you usually don't make a public declaration.
This was a public... My wife knows this is true.
It was a bar mitzvah to me.
It's right. It was a public declaration of my love, so the Yentas can now call all the other Yentas and say, Howard Stern got up. He really loves her.
And they were probably taking notes. Here's what he said.
If I beat my wife every night, it doesn't matter to these Yentas as long as you get up and give a public display of affection. My wife knows it, so I happen to mention it on the air. And then I get home, she's giving me the cold shoulder. She hates me. I'm the worst husband in the world. I ruined the day. I said, are you crazy? I said, I want to come home and just hang out and have fun. And listen, your parents and your especially that brother-in-law of mine, what does he do? Does he lay by the radio one morning? You got to describe the scene to me. What goes on in the house?
First of all, everybody listens individually because you know when we're together, we talk and we're fooling around.
That's what I would think. You know, you haven't seen your parents in months. You never get your sister and your brother and all of them together. I'm out of the house. It's family time for the Burns clan.
Everybody might listen. Everybody might listen for 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's really it.
And then what do? They swap the stories.
No, my parents didn't know anything.
Right, and then and what's with your brother? He comes in, oh, you were really bad to us this morning.
But he was doing it in a cute way.
Yeah, but then your mother and father...
defensive.
Of course. Allison, I came home yesterday. You weren't talking to me.
Okay, I can understand me.
Oh, I'm defensive. Then she, you know, she's a psychologist of some kind, and she says to me, she's a social worker.
Oh, he had a tantrum.
So I had a tantrum. I walk into the house. My wife isn't talking to me. I said, why?
Well, I would have preferred you, just ignore the day at my house.
Yeah, but excuse me, it's my house too. Don't invite me then.
I really didn't invite you.
And let's face it,
invitation?
You had a party with your friends. You threw yourself a 40th birthday party, which is funny. That's a funny. You can see the humor in that. That I'm so lazy, I won't throw you a party, and you don't trust me to throw a party for you because you know I won't invite anyone.
No, I looked at it that it's part of being 40, taking control of your life. And
no, you've taken fine control of your life. You've taken control of my life as well. No, it's just when I just remember the feeling of why I had to get out of my parents' house. I used to hate being home.
I'm not a mother to you, Howard.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't. I should never walk into my house and feel uncomfortable. Ever.
Well, that's your problem if you can't have a discussion with me
When
anymore.
I walk in and my wife is freezing me out.
Well, you could have said happy birthday.
Oh, that was the other thing. I walk in the door, right?
You didn't wish your
She
happy
says, you didn't run upstairs and wish me a happy birthday. I go, are you insane? I was downstairs. Your mother was yelling at me. I go upstairs.
My mother is such a good sport about this whole thing.
Your mother is a saint.
She is.
The way she is with those children. I am there in my house to relax, not to be scrutinized. I don't want to hear any. I want you to pretend like I'm a steel worker.
But
I don't want any. Wait till you see. I just figured something out.
What?
Today when I come home, and I've been fantasizing about this a long time, because in my house, I'm taking every radio in the house and I'm throwing it in the garbage pail.
Really? Well, then you'll have to spend.
And
he'll
first,
have to spend more money.
No, you're not. You are not to buy another radio in that house.
Howard.
What if there's an emergency?
No, my wife all morning tortures herself. My wife all morning tortures herself by going through the house, waiting for me to talk about her.
No, I really don't.
And then I talk about her, and then she freezes me out.
No, I really don't.
I want to come home comfortable. I want to walk in the house and go, hey, there's the woman I have sex with. There's the woman who gave birth to the woman I had sex with. There's the brother of the woman I have sex with. That's what I want.
Listen, you think everything revolves around you, and it's not true.
Oh, come on. I walk in the house and you're freezing me out because of what I said on the radio. I said, listen, this is crazy.
You know, I can't even have a discussion with you
No, because
anymore.
I am right. I'm always right, Allison.
No, Howard, we used to be able to sit down and have a discussion. Robin, do you find
but to discuss my radio...
No, unless you're saying something that interests me, you got to keep your mouth shut.
If we are... Listen, I am almost dead. I'm 40 years old.
Believe me, you're living a long time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. My wife went to a fortune teller and found out I'm going to live to 93. So now she's totally convinced I've got a long time.
I'm going to be 94, and he's going to be with me, so...
Who dies first?
I hope you.
No. I will outlive you. I'm going to go on one more date before I die.
I hope you so I can have a few years of a break.
Listen, let me tell you something. When you come into your house, your castle, the reason I used to fantasize about having my own house one day is so I would be the king of the castle.
You are the king of the castle.
No, I'm not the king of the castle. I walk in uncomfortable.
I can't believe, because you...
Robin says I should get a pied-à-terre.
Don't put me into this.
I heard that, Robin.
Please, this is the show.
A place I can go for refuge.
He wouldn't know where it was.
I know, he wouldn't be able to get there.
No, the point is, look.
You'd have to come and decorate it.
The point is,
I have to fix it up.
I've been with my wife now 20
I could
years.
use it, then let him come home.
I have been with my wife 20 years. I can't walk. She's got to know the drill by now. She knows what I do. I don't like to talk about my radio show. Whatever I say on the radio show is the radio show.
Oh, he's so uptight about it.
No. I don't want to be critiqued by my wife on my radio show. I got enough critics. I open up the newspaper every day. I got another critic telling me what's wrong with me. I want to walk in and have a wife who goes, you know what? This is how I want you to be. What do you do for a living? I forget. That's what I want you to say to me every day. I would say, oh, I'm on the radio. Oh, I hate listening to the radio.
Well, isn't that
I watch Regis and Kathy Lee.
His entire work is in my house.
No. Keep it out of your house. You can. What are you, a child? You can't turn off the radio?
No, Howard. You have a whole staff in my house.
I have a staff in your house that I am going to move out of the house as soon as I find a place.
I love them. It's just it's.
No, listen. I understand it's awkward right now.
Life.
No,
totally
the radio show is not part of your.
Yes.
You could keep the radio off.
No, you're totally unrealistic.
Allison, it upsets you to hear my radio show.
Sometimes.
So why would you upset yourself intentionally?
Because a lot of times I enjoy it.
Yeah, but I can't help which times you're going to enjoy and which you're going to hate. It's inhibiting me. If you said to me, hey, heard your radio show was great. If you said that to me every day, even if it sucks, just say that. That's fine with me.
I do. I'm very complimentary. I'm very supportive. I love your work.
My penis should be on your mind. That's what should be on your mind.
That, too, is on my mind. It is.
I was talking to someone, right? I said, my wife went to a wedding last night, right? I said I couldn't go because I had to go to bed. And
Howard, it was a wonderful wedding.
I'm sure it was wonderful.
It was.
I'm so sorry I missed it.
It was.
I was invited because I'm on the radio. Okay, anyway, so...
No, it was wonderful. It was the best wedding I've ever been to.
Really? Okay,
Oh,
great. All right, then needless to say, it was a great wedding, and I missed it. Anyway...
You missed a great wedding.
I know I did. I'm sorry I did.
But I had a wonderful time with my brother.
Yeah, she took her brother and everything. So I'm talking to someone, and I said, they said, oh, yeah? I said, oh, my wife's at a wedding. And they said, really? What's she doing there without you? I said, well, she went. She wanted to go as a friend, and I couldn't go. I had to go to bed early. Said, she should be home with your penis. I said, I can't say the name. I said, what do you mean?
You can be home with your penis.
And I said, what do you mean? She goes, if it was me.
She goes,
There was a woman. It was a woman. She said, if it was me.
Fran didn't say this.
No, not Fred. If it was me, I would be taking care of that business every night.
Sure, and why is she saying this to you?
Just to point it, just to point. Just to make me nuts.
Can't blame me for that.
The woman's name was Dominic.
Well, now I understand.
Dominic would like to be home with your penis.
He sure would.
It looks good.
What?
It looks good. Great show today, honey. Great show.
No, the point is, when I go home, I just want to relax. I don't want my mother-in-law being charged up. My brother-in-law has to come running upstairs. I mean, I'm so good to your brother. You know, your brother drops my name all over town so he can get business. I don't mind. My brother-in-law sits there and eats all my food. I don't mind either.
He used to be dropping my name.
He's a real nice guy. The point is, why does he have to run upstairs and tell your parents that I talk about him on the radio in a negative way? Oh, you were brutal today. I wasn't brutal. And you should walk downstairs and go, he wasn't brutal. He's making jokes.
Of course I say that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you walk around looking all sad.
She says, he's joking about you, but not about me.
Right.
What is the worst thing I said about you? I said, oh, I had to get up in front of my wife's friends at a stupid party and sit there and profess my love for her.
Well, I didn't particularly like that.
Yeah, but Allison, I mean, 20 years I'm doing this for a living.
But Howard, you know, we used to be able to have discussions.
But why would you discuss? I don't want to discuss. I thought it was funny and I went with it.
I can't even have a discussion with you anymore.
I can understand when you were mad at me for bringing up the miscarriage. That I understood. That's the only time you were right.
Oh, my God.
And even then, you should have lightened up. Big deal. Plenty of women have miscarriages.
You know, Robin, I never invited him to my party.
You know how many? You know how many women have?
Never,
you did.
and he told me
you
he was
did
not
too.
coming.
No, you invited me. You know, even when my wife had the miscarriage, and I was in Washington radio, and I made some humorous comments.
I thought that was hysterical.
So why were you then yelling at me afterwards and crying?
No, first of all, it was pretty heavy. 10
you
years
thought
later,
it was hysterical. No.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
She did not think it was hysterical.
Not that.
No, I didn't.
That's why I said whatever happens, I should wait 3 weeks to talk about.
You really should.
Listen, you're a part of my life.
Yeah.
You're the only woman I'm allowed to even be around.
Oh, gee.
So you're the woman I only want to be around. But if you're around me, I got to comment on what you're up to.
Oh.
Peer pressure rules your mind.
Oh, my
You must free yourself of yentas. I don't want you to have any friends. I want you to live.
No, here we go.
I want you to live and live for me.
Believe me, he's doing it. I really don't feel like I have any friends.
Well, you shouldn't.
Oh, there was a house full of people over there.
Yeah, believe me, none of them were her friends.
Stop it.
She had to have a party. She was inviting everyone. She was busy calling Sirianni Martling in California. I know that. I know she was desperate.
Oh, God, stop it.
Jesus. Do what I do. Buy a glass bubble and climb in it. We don't need people. You got me. Concentrate on your man. And when I walk home, pretend I don't work at a radio station. I work at a steel mill.
You are so unrealistic. It's unbelievable.
I tell you something. I swear to God, if you got a radio show tomorrow, I'd never listen to it.
Oh, don't be.
I'm not
wouldn't that be
I
nice?
would not listen to it. I have my own life. I'm
You
busy.
wouldn't listen to it because you're so self-involved.
That's right. She thinks I'm too self-involved. That's the issue. But I am. In this kind of work, you must be.
You've been that way all of your life, though.
Right.
Allison, when you met me in college, when you met me in college, was I self-involved?
I guess so.
Was I totally obsessed with myself?
You were involved with me.
No, I was involved with myself while you watched me.
I always thought you were there for me.
You don't now?
No, I do. I just feel that I can't even have a discussion with you. There's some
But I don't know what to say.
missing.
Oh.
My best friend.
I just had a marriage counselor on the phone. He says I'm supposed to ignore you.
Yeah, you hear that guy?
That guy.
Extinction he's supposed to practice.
Excuse me. That was unbelievable.
Listen,
it's like,
I'm going to say something
What
right
he
now.
said is what you do. You go in, you get your food, and you go down to the basement.
I do that because I have work to do. I have to. You know, I need time to think up stupid stuff to say on the radio.
I know.
Doesn't
Well,
come
I don't
easy.
know. It doesn't seem like it takes much time anymore.
What do you mean?
You just, whatever comes into your mind.
No, it doesn't work that way, honey. I got a little computer here, an IBM ThinkPad. I sit here. I have notes. I make notes all
It
day.
takes him all day to type in one sentence.
Right.
All right, listen, I just need sometimes to have a discussion with you without you having completely falling apart and yelling.
No,
and
I will
screaming at me.
always. You know, I love more. You know what I love about you? I'm a brain man. I'm not a. You know, some guys are a leg man. Some guys are a vagina
stop
man.
it.
I'm a
Stop.
brain man.
Stop it.
I'm into the mind. I have discussions with you all the time. The only discussion I refuse to have is concerning this radio show.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, it's going to have to be that way. I'm the man of the house, and I'm laying down the rules.
Oh, my God.
I am laying down the
It
law.
would not matter to you that this would make her unhappy.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. You gotta. Some things make me unhappy. I don't like it when I come home and she hasn't showered. But do I say anything? No.
Hey, Howard.
What?
Jackie's wife just called. She wanted me to give you a message.
What?
She says you're an effing tyrant.
Yeah, I'm a tyrant, all right. But I'll tell you one thing.
All the way up
I'm not pussy whipped like Jackie.
She also said it's not okay for Jackie to pass that picture around to everybody.
Uh-oh, Jackie's in trouble.
I got a picture of Nancy Sirianni Martling with her shirt pulled up. What a chest on her.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful, Nancy.
Oh.
Can you see her ribs?
I can't argue with that. Yeah, you see her ribs, and then you see...
Yeah.
You didn't look at it?
You know,
No.
Jackie, show it to her.
Jackie, you didn't show Gary?
I haven't.
You did too.
No.
That's
Show
the
it.
Friars Club.
I don't remember. Show it
You
again.
liar.
Oh,
I
Jackie's
really
so
don't remember.
unfair. I can't believe he's doing this to her.
No, I put it away. I just showed it to Howard.
Oh, now you put it away. He
Oh,
just let
my
Howard
God.
Tom, want to see it?
look at it for about a half hour.
Hey, he's your boss. You want to raise
If Howard
Jackie?
can give Nancy a plug, I'll show you.
All right.
You already got one, didn't she? No, she did.
All right, I'll give her a plug. Show Tom.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
This is unbelievable.
Hold on a second.
You don't have your contract negotiated.
Go ahead, man.
Tom
Look at
Tom
the-
doesn't
look at the
run
trust
out to
on
look
her.
at Playboy.
Hold on, first show. I'm a man of my word. Ask my wife. What?
Very nice.
Well, hey,
Oh,
how's
Tom,
that?
what are you talking about, her face?
Oh, I remember that one.
Hey, come on. I'm doing the plug. Let me just see it one last time.
Sirianni, this is for your career, honey.
Oh, you listen to you, Jackie. She's perfectly all right,
Look
but
at
she's
the
showing
body.
this
And you know what I like? You can see the panties.
Give me that.
Is this an 8x10?
Let Fred
No, it's
see.
a 4x6 or something.
It's a poll. It's a
It's a snapshot.
It's very clear.
It's an 8x10 in my head, I'll tell you that.
Are those like ski pants or something?
Let me see that. I don't know what they're looking at.
Let Robin see.
Come on over.
She was a nurse.
No, just put it up
Put
against
it
the
up with
glass.
the glass.
Yeah, you can see it
Robin was a
fine.
nurse.
Oh, my goodness, she's wearing pantyhose.
She's got
Robin
some
didn't even look at her boobs.
No, she looked.
Robin looked at the pantyhose.
I
All right.
wanted to see what she was wearing.
Jackie's wife and her breasts will be at the
Both of them.
6476 Santa Monica Boulevard Complex East Theater in Hollywood, California. Thursday through Sunday, May 12th through June 12th, in a new play, The Exquisite Dimensions of Lydia. She plays a dominatrix.
Yeah.
And in a what? In a
In a
thong.
thong.
Showtime 8 p.m. Tickets $15. On sale through Theatix. 213-466-1767. Credit cards accepted. Okay?
That's sweetie, Howard.
All right. What other pictures you got?
I wish her the best of luck.
I'll show you one of the
Allison, let me just say something to you. We can talk about anything in our marriage, and you know that. You know I'm one of the greatest guys in the world. And I don't know if you still feel that way, but
No,
I feel that way
Shall I
about
do
myself.
some marriage
No, let me say something.
Exactly what the problem
No,
is.
excuse me.
No,
You
no,
don't
no,
even
no.
have a relationship more than 3 weeks.
Excuse me, I know exactly what the problem is.
How did you break up with your last boyfriend?
I practiced extinction.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, allow me to say something to my wife. This is private now.
No, it has
Excuse me.
I'm not going to get into.
No, I want to say
I'm
something.
not going to get into the particulars, Howard. You're going to
You
like
can
what I'm
talk-
going to say.
No.
Oh, he's going to like it, then don't say anything.
Oh.
All right, go ahead. Let me hear what you have to say.
No, I don't.
Maybe it's the way you're approaching the problem.
Right,
Allison.
right. Me or him?
You.
Allison,
When you
right.
when you hear something on the radio and you'd like to have a discussion about it, it's different than making him feel bad about it.
No. Let me tell you, there's no way to do it with me. Because you know what it is?
No, if she said,
She knows.
I don't understand something, Howard, I want you to explain this to me.
No, on the radio, I make jokes
Maybe
for a living.
Robin's right.
I make jokes for a living.
perfectly
No,
right.
Robin is wrong again.
Oh, you.
And you are wrong. Everyone is wrong but me. I make jokes on the...
Yeah, I don't really understand why you had to trash my birthday party.
I didn't trash it. I said that I didn't talk about your party. I didn't say anything was wrong with your party. It was beautiful. I got up and had to make a speech professing my love to you in front of your friends. That's all I said. That doesn't trash your party.
You also didn't say anything about those friends of hers that you've never said before. There was
Jackie, of course not.
Yeah,
of course
Jackie,
not.
you've been
No, it's true.
No, Jackie's right.
No,
and let me say another thing.
It wasn't like
and let me say another thing.
ground.
And the other thing I said was that my mother-in-law dotes on the children. That's all. What's wrong with that?
Mister, I
Every
can't get a
grandmother should be
massage,
like her.
Quiet.
And I said my brother-in-law doesn't have to sit and listen to the radio. I'm not interested in him hearing my radio show.
But maybe you're right, Robin. It's the way I go.
No.
It's absolutely
Any
true.
way is
All right,
wrong.
I'm going to try other ways.
No, I don't want to talk with you about my radio show. I want you to pretend. You know what?
It's not
You know who's
about
got
the
a great?
radio
You know who's got a great
It's
wife?
not about the radio
Excuse
show.
me. Can I say something, Tom, before you go? I always bow to you. You're my boss. But let me please say something first. Listen. Let me say something here, because this is getting out of hand. You know who has a great wife? My agent, Don Buchwald.
Never met
Well,
him.
she can't hear him on the
Did you ever
radio.
meet his wife?
No.
Okay,
Never.
that's exactly my point. Let me tell you something. This guy goes places. I said, "Where's your wife?" He goes, "She hates doing this. She hates doing. She lets me do my thing. I do my thing, and then we get together on things we like doing." Maggie Buchwald. Now, there's a woman everyone could respect.
And you have the same relationship with your wife.
I have a great relationship with my wife. The only time she falters.
Oh, please.
Oh, I don't believe how this...
She listens to the radio and pretends like that's my real life. My real life is at home with her, and that's all I'm saying about it. End of discussion.
Boss, the veins are popping out of your neck.
End of my discussion. What is it, Tom?
I was going to say.
Tom, you're going to tell me about marriage? All right, Tom has a good marriage.
As long as you have it, not longer, okay. I mean, the one rule is there are no rules. Nobody is safe from the comedic wit
of Howard Stern.
Then how come you get upset?
Yeah, Tom.
Tom, I'm going to say something about Tom.
Yes.
Tom has never once come to me and said, lay off.
That is not true.
It's not?
No.
When has he ever?
There was one time Tom got really angry. He didn't come and say lay off because he couldn't talk to you.
Really?
Yes.
What was the time?
He was so angry.
The guy was wearing a dress. I had to tell everyone.
He said it was great having my son hear something you said.
I still said it, damn it.
But Tom did have a discussion with you about it.
I don't remember that.
Me neither.
I don't either.
I'm glad I have a memory.
Hey, Howard, you know who's on the phone chomping at the bit to take Alice inside? Of course, it's Jackie's wife.
No. I don't want. Let me. I'm going to tell her off. Jackie.
Can we do commercials?
No, I don't want to do commercials. Jack is commercial free today. Friday. Hey, Jackie, don't be so greedy with the money, Tom. You'll make it up tomorrow. Hey, you'll do a classic rock weekend.
That's it.
Hey, Jackie.
No, I'm out of the loop here.
Let me.
Why is Nancy calling about you?
Because she wants it. She wants. No. I tell you what. Watch me make mincemeat of her, and this is how Jackie should handle that yenta.
I'm not here for this. I'm with Tom in the other room.
How dare you, Nancy?
Hi, honey.
Hi. How dare you?
Who are you talking to?
No, seriously, Nancy, stay out of this one.
I wanted to know how I did on Allison's present.
Oh, I love it.
What was it?
I love it.
What did she get you?
Give it to the housekeeper.
Absolutely not.
What did she give you? What did she give you?
A beautiful pink dress.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Oh, well, that I'd like to see. I'd actually like to see Nancy with her chop off.
Hey, Nancy, what happened to the phone?
Howard, you are a tyrant, man.
Hey, honey, let me tell you something. The way you rule Jackie's life, excuse me, the way you rule Jackie's life, you're a tyrant.
That's right.
I'm a tyrant?
Yeah.
I don't make demands on that.
Oh, not much.
Jackie's sitting here going, I'm not even in the room, boss.
Jackie makes apologies on the air. Jackie can't have massages. Jackie can't Jackie
Leave
this.
me out of
Jackie
this
can't.
one.
Oh, come on.
The last time you got massages, Jackie got a massage.
Yeah, but I heard he caught hell.
Jackie was drunk.
No, I think I just ignored him.
Yep.
She practices extinction.
Meanwhile, and Jackie can't do this. Jackie can't do that. In her play, she's running around in a thong making out with guys, and that's okay. And you have the same woman who said to me, hey, Allison, how can you allow your husband to be in a bed on TV next to two women?
I said, no, forget what I said.
All right, forget it.
Let's move to the present.
I want to talk to my wife. I'm talking to my wife.
I just wanted to know how I did on the present to tell you.
You did fine.
Okay.
All right, Nancy.
Keep going about
you
the
got a great
tyrant.
chest.
Keep going about the tyrant part.
He's a tyrant.
No, I'm not a tyrant.
Nancy would recognize
King
a
of your
tyrant.
castle.
Hey, let me tell you something.
On,
No, you got to understand something,
You're
Nancy.
Ralph Crandon.
No. Let me tell you something.
Crandon.
Let me tell you something about my life. My whole life, I dreamt as a child, I dreamt that I could have a life.
So maybe Allison did too.
Excuse me, you don't even know what I'm going to say, and you're entering.
Maybe Allison did too.
Allison did too what? I dreamt of a life where I would walk in the door, and no one would yell at me about my T-shirts being on the bed. No one would yell at me.
Did you dream about people being there?
Yes, I love being with my wife. I have devoted my life to this woman.
I'm not talking about your wife now. When you had this dream as a child, did you dream of people being there?
Yeah, anyone but my parents. And I never dreamed the day would come where I would do a radio show, and I'd walk in and get critiqued at the door where I'd say, oh, my God.
You critique Allison all the time.
Get out of here. I don't want to be critiqued in my life at home. Get off the phone. Hold on, I'm going to get my wife.
Nancy know what you're doing all
She doesn't even know. She wishes. You know why? Because Nancy prays.
See, you think this is his real life.
My life on the radio is not reality. Let me tell you something, honey.
She's right.
No, she's not. And you know that's not true.
Oh, man.
How dare you say she's right?
She's getting all worked up. You better get Nancy.
No, you want to know something? Nancy ruined my life. I used to have a love life with my wife, and Nancy ruined it.
I love you too, Howard, but you're a tyrant.
No, you don't love me. Oh, you want to know something? I correct that.
I really do.
You don't love me as a friend. I'm going to tell you something about yourself, and I'm embarrassed to say this. I love Jackie, but I'm going to tell you this to your face.
That you hate me?
No. That you are in love with me in a physical and a romantic way, and you wish I was your husband instead of Jackie.
No.
And that's what's going on here. You're pretending that you are married to me. That's why you call Jackie Howard in bed.
All I know is Jackie has to ask permission about everything.
Jackie asks permission if he has to make a duty. Jackie's like a 9-year-old boy.
So, whatever Jackie's dream was, he doesn't have it either.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Jackie asked permission.
The relationship I have with my wife is very private between the two of us. And how dare you even think about it? All right, I'm hanging up on you now from California.
Go continue your private life.
All right, you keep pulling your top up for every guy that walks by.
Jackie, wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second about the picture.
No, we got to go.
I'm very
We got to do spots.
that you carry a naked picture around.
Oh, she got cut off, Jackie. Hi, Allison.
I can't believe you just did that.
No, that was an accident. I was trying to...
I was trying to turn it up.
No one wants to hear her yell. Meanwhile, she's so proud of those breasts.
Oh, yeah. So much.
You know, Allison,
Yes, honey.
I do love you. And I'll tell you something. Look.
Howard, I just want to be able to have a discussion with you without tantrums.
I can't take it anymore. I can't talk about the radio show at home. I love you.
She wasn't really talking about the radio show.
Yes, that's what she is. I have discussions. Are you saying other than the radio show?
In a narrow cast.
I discuss everything with her. There isn't a thing she doesn't know about
and that's
me.
all she's saying. She wants to continue to be able to discuss.
Right.
Yeah, but not the radio show.
Not particularly the radio show, but her
Robin,
feelings.
I think you're right. I'm just going to do it in a different way.
No, I don't want to do it in a different way. I don't want Robin being right.
Saying, I can't be right.
No,
here.
I just want, when I walk in the door, I want every radio. I want it like I don't work in radio. The radio show causes too many problems in my personal life.
Why don't you call ahead and warn us?
No. What you got to do, Allison, is not be involved. You're becoming a groupie if you listen to the radio show that much.
If you never listened to the radio show again and never paid attention to his career again, he'd be devastated.
No, I would. Oh, get out of here.
True, and you know it.
Robin, you're a real help to me. Thanks. I enjoyed that comment. That was nice of you.
Robin, he asked my opinion.
I'm fighting here for the sanctity of the house.
I'm fighting for your sanctity and hers.
No, Robin, you want to know something? I've seen the relationships you're in.
Excuse me, it has nothing to do with my relationship.
You can't even get along with anybody.
I'm very good at advising other people.
Right. Please let me handle my wife. I have handled her for 20 years.
There's no handling to be done.
You believe this? Handle my rights. All right, listen, I just want to open up a discussion. That's it.
Understand
and you're
that I love you.
It's
what did I do yesterday? She's standing there in her panties and bra. And she wouldn't even have her bra on. And what did I do? Didn't I fiddle with you a little bit?
Oh, yeah. He complimented me and fiddled.
So there you go. You had more fun than 99% of the women out there. You had a celebrity fiddling with your chest.
Oh, dear.
God.
All right? How many women could say that?
She's not supposed to think of you that way.
Yeah, well, she does. You had a guy on the radio fiddle with your chest.
Oh, I'm so lucky. Yeah, he doesn't even want me to know what he does.
That's right.
But I have to go take care of my family.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. That's what you guys got to go do. Don't listen to the radio.
And I need to carry a radio around with me.
She does, though. She thinks that every room in the house has a radio, and she runs around from room to room.
A lot of the stuff I don't let the kids listen to. You can't say that.
No, you do, though. What did the kids hear me say the other day? That I was horny for sex, and my wife better give me sex. And Emily comes running up. Daddy, Mommy, you better give Daddy sex. Oh. She leaves it on the radio. It's irresponsible parenting.
No, she understands. I have her better trained than me. She understands that you're kidding.
Right. Well, I'm really not about that. I hardly get laid.
You just got laid.
That was a week ago. My wife is very naive about sex. She doesn't understand how horny guys are.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is that trickier with her family staying there?
No, it's easier. Because they're all downstairs yapping.
They all occupy each other.
And I can hear them yapping down there, so I know they're all
you know
busy.
where they are.
Right.
It's very good for our sex life.
What?
When everyone's there occupying the queue.
Right. All right. So I'll look for a weekend.
That's right.
All right. Well, I love you, certainly.
You know, now I see the only time I can have this discussion is calling on the radio.
Well, the discussion proved that I was right.
Oh, Howard, you haven't even heard this discussion, have you?
You know
Go
what?
back and listen to the tape.
She was so upset with me yesterday that she was not even talking to me. She gave me the cold shoulder and says, I didn't like a thing you said on the radio. Now she's on here saying, oh, yeah, it was no big deal.
No.
You think I have time to come home and have a 2-hour discussion about what I said?
2 hours.
It does with her.
Oh.
You're not there. What do you know about?
No. Howard, we're two reasonable people. We can have a discussion.
Not about my show.
Oh, all right, we'll discuss
I want to
later.
walk in and pretend that I just came home from the steel mill, and that's all I'm saying.
Well, you can have that fantasy in your mind.
And don't listen. No Walkmans. Last Christmas, our whole family asked for Sony Walkmans.
Is that right?
Yeah. Excuse me, Iowa Walkman. Whatever.
All right, goodbye.
Whoever my sponsor is, that's what they asked for.
Iowa.
All right, just say you love me and let's show people that we love each other. I love you.
Oh, my God.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Now stop all this.
Yes, stop all this.
Now go back and be with that family of yours. All right, honey. We've got a big Memorial Day weekend. It should be a lot of fun.
Birthday weekend.
You're a sweet little angel.
Goodbye.
You're a sweet, sweet, sweet angel.
I have to go.
Wait, someone wants to wish you happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Allison.
Oh, thanks, Jackie.
She started yelling at me yesterday. She goes, you didn't come up here and wish you happy birthday. I was in the house 30 seconds. And so she wasn't talking to me.
You were supposed to tackle her mother and run for the stairs.
And my mother-in-law was busy saying to me, I'm not saying another nice thing about you ever. And I'm supposed to run upstairs and leave the woman. And she goes, you didn't say happy birthday. I said, we haven't said anything yet. And that's a test of my love to say happy birthday.
Can I hang up now?
My wife is so into birthdays.
I am so worn out.
This is always, I don't know why you're asking for discussion. This is what they're like.
That's what it is. You know I'm only going to rant and rave. I'm impossible. She's such an angel to me. She's my Florence Nightingale.
She is.
She's my Cleopatra.
She's Diane Parkinson.
She's my Diane Parkinson.
Oh.
What is Diane Parkinson's phone number? Did you hear what happened, Allison? Diane Parkinson, you know the girl who comes on my show all the time? She accused Bob Barker of sexually harassing her. Meanwhile, they had a year and a half of sex.
It was a year and a half of harassment to her.
Yeah, a year and a half of harassment. She asked for $8 million for Bob Barker. It was 70-year-old Bob Barker on TV last night saying, hey, we were both middle-aged. Middle-aged.
So you're still young, Alan.
Yeah, he goes, we were both middle-aged.
Middle-aged is 70.
And he goes, we had we had casual sexual intercourse for a year and a half. and I broke it off, and that was it.
Then it took 3 years to dawn on her.
Bong. Like a light bulb in it.
I'm filing sexual harassment against Diane Parkinson, who was in here practically mauling me.
I don't want to hear that.
See? That's why you shouldn't be listening. I told you not to listen to the radio.
Well, you should be more sympathetic. Look at what's happening to him at work.
Yeah. Look what happens to me at work. I got women climbing over the... The funniest move my mother-in-law has is... Allison, isn't this true? When your mother always turns to me and says, she's getting more and more beautiful, your wife. You better, watch out.
I heard that yesterday. I never heard her say that to you.
Oh, she says it to me all the time. Maybe she does it behind your back.
She must.
And I'm going, wait a second, Norma. I'm the guy who's got women crawling all over him. What do you mean she better watch? She better watch out. And you tell your mother for me, I know how beautiful you are. You were the sexiest woman at your party. Do you know that? Out of all those yentas?
Thank you, Hal.
You are better preserved than every one of those women.
Well, thank you, Howard.
You too, Robin. She beat you. As beautiful as you are. Robin, Allison beat you.
That was the part where
You're starting to decay. Allison, you were more...
way over the hill.
You were more beautiful than any of the girls there.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you think of that? All right?
Thank you.
So there you go.
You were more beautiful than any of the boys.
Yeah. Well, I love you very much.
All right, goodbye.
All right.
All right, bye.
Although I must admit, I was dreaming of your breasts on my wife.
Stop it.
Oh, God, am I exhausted from that. I was yelling at my top of my lungs in my house. I should have had a tape going for that. What am I married to? Lucille Ball? What am I, Ricky? And I'm at the show.
What is Ricky and Lucy?
I don't know, but if I say that, my wife gets all insulted. So if I tell you like Lucy, she goes crazy. There's certain things I have to do to calm her down.
I see. To get the upper hand.
In the old days, guys used to smack their wives around. I have to just use verbal.
Yeah, like that's any better, Howard.
It's over fast.
It's better to beat them up verbally, huh?
Make your point, move on.
Right.
Listen to who's talking, the wimp of the year over there.
Yeah, Jackie Joker.
No, I can't. I'm out of the room. I can't stand the bathtub incident. It's stupid, and I'll never do anything like that again, and I love you, and I'm very sorry. And I'm very sincere, and please don't make a mockery of this. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bring the show down. I just wanted to apologize to him. Thank you.
Wimp of the Month Club.
I'm done, Howard.
At least I'm not pussy whip.
You couldn't play that any louder?
Yeah. All right, we're going to be back. Jackie Jokman will be apologizing. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Jackie, congratulations to you on your new Wild Comedy CD, price including full-color joke page catalog. $10 plus free shipping and handling. Call Jackie's number 1-800-323-5464. And tonight's a big show at Vinnie Brand's Stress Factory. Hurry in quickly because we understand only a few tickets are left. So that's in New Brunswick, Hyatt Regency. There's only a couple of seats available. Quickly for Jackie's big show tonight. What is it, Papa Booey?
Well, we have a bunch of different things we can do. We can call some people in Cleveland that have written us some pretty good letters.
Oh, they have things for us to do there? June 10th, we will be in Cleveland, Robin. It's looking more and more exciting. I understand that I'll be meeting with dignitaries in Cleveland. You're going to want to be a part of this show. Everyone will want to tune in because when we go to Cleveland,
it's going to be a big welcome.
There will be press conferences. There will be, of course, me touring the city in my bus with a remote so I can go to different communities and say hello to the communities. Also, we'll be holding a big, big funeral with lots of different people there. By the way, we just got word of confirmation. The guy who sings Nigger Hating Hat will be there, Robert.
Is that right? Where is he from?
Dallas. We have never met him.
I understand that one of the plans...
I understand that Jennifer Flowers is considering singing a song at the big Cleveland funeral. What else is going on out there? I know you're working on it.
Roger Clinton's considering it. Patty Smythe.
Wow.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf will be flying in.
Everybody's considering.
Yes.
No, I haven't told Jennifer that Roger...
I don't even know that he's made the call yet.
Why don't we say Sting and the Beatles?
No, because I haven't called them
Everybody's just considering.
No, first you have to make a call before you can consider.
I mean, I've at least called somebody.
Let's put it this way. No one's given us a no.
No, I know that one of the...
And maybe Diane Parkinson will be there to talk about Bob Barker. Can we make that happen?
She can reenact.
Ooh, with me. I'll play Bob Barker.
There you go.
That's good.
Hubba, hubba.
I like that.
Now, I understand one of the things that Doug's working on, our program director...
There's a $17 million budget on this show.
We're going to, I guess we're going to do something to the Cyclops. You know, that's Lanigan.
Yeah.
But I understand, I read one of the memos, you're going to poke the eye and all the stuff is going to ooze out.
Oh, that'll be exciting. I've never done that before.
Maybe you'll just gouge him out.
I mean, I can't behead him on the water, huh? That's an impossibility?
Well, the water's an impossibility, yeah.
I see.
Are we not near the water?
No, we're near the water. It's just an impossibility.
Oh. Doug evidently chickening out.
Can't we make like a land boat?
That's what I told. That's what I said.
Yeah, make it look like
a land boat.
I thought that somebody could.
On wheels.
It was as simple as this: John and I could hold a 2x4, and Jackie and Fred could run the boat.
Doug feels it will ruin the festivities.
Oh, please.
That's right. We'll behead Doug when we get there.
Now, also, you know, a lot of press is interested in you, and Cleveland Scene magazine sent this memo here with 4 questions that they wanted to ask about our funeral.
They want to ask a question? What kind of question?
Okay.
By the way, Robin, you and I, when we're in the mobile truck in Cleveland, we'll be stopping off at some of the local morning shows on TV.
Ooh,
running in and saying hello to people. It's going to be a whole...
We're going to crash and trash everything.
So far, we're accepting like 2... I think we're going to a couple of schools where we'll be presented with honorary degrees.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of ceremonial type things that we'll be asked to participate in.
We're actually going to get high school diplomas?
Yeah. So far, no. The high schools won't let us in.
We're working on getting a citation from the governor.
Yeah. It's another thing. We'll be presented by the governor's office. I will be meeting with various heads of of different Kiwanis clubs.
And Rotary clubs.
Yeah, Rotary clubs. All of Cleveland will embrace me. I told Gary, I want to see my first girlfriend. She lives in Cleveland.
Can't we just go to her house and surprise her?
No, I don't think she'll go for that. But she's real shy. But I would like to just meet her and say hello.
But even if you went in and had a private conversation with her.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
That would be wild.
I just met with my first girlfriend.
I love it.
You get in touch with her.
I am.
Ask her not to deny me. I just want to see what she looks like. See how she held up.
You haven't seen her?
No, I haven't seen her since she was 13. Or 14, something like that.
What if the people from the local morning show called her and booked her on the show?
I don't think she's really not looking for any kind of...
Well, she'd be safe. In other words,
she won't even come on this show.
But coming on this show is different than a neutral TV show.
Yeah, but she won't even talk to Howard off the air.
No, she talked to me off the air, but didn't sound like she was all that thrilled to talk to me.
How long did the conversation last?
Well, I don't have a second hand on my watch, Robin. Okay, to give you some kind of indication. Now, I'd say we talked about 9 minutes, 10 minutes, yeah.
But uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, I was 13 when we broke up. I mean, But she got married when she was like 17. Like, she met the guy when she was 16, and they married when they were like 18 or 19 or so. So I think I was like the boyfriend, and then she ran off to this guy, and she was a knockout, too. She was a knockout. I guarantee you.
Right.
Oh, my God. You don't know. She was a knockout. I bet you when you meet this one,
We've heard this story a lot of times, boy.
You asked Dr. Lou Weinstein.
All of a sudden, there were 4 sets of deaf ears in here.
Yeah. Dr. Weinstein has
I've
vouched.
seen your girlfriends.
He has vouched for many others.
A lot of them don't age that well, but this one I bet you did. I can't tell you how a girl's going to age.
But Howard, how could you tell what a girl who was 13 years old looks like now?
You want to know why? This girl was a full woman when she was 13. Let me tell you something.
So maybe she's advanced. Maybe she's old now.
She had a D cup when we were 13. Excuse me. She had a D cup when we were 13. Oh. She had a body of a woman. You know how like you see a woman walking down the street? She was a woman at 13.
She wasn't developing. She had curves.
She was completely developed.
Why is Fred moaning?
Fred is allowed to moan.
He has a toothache.
Fred, what are you doing back there, pal?
I'm getting into it. Something she can't, get into herself. She's a woman. She doesn't understand.
One thing, though, Howard, if she had a D cup at 13, it's been a lot of time for those beauties to fall.
That's gravity acting alone.
No, I'm telling you, there's no way that this girl is not good. And a face of an angel. Every guy wanted her. In fact, when I got her as a girlfriend, the only reason I got her, I was the only guy who asked. Everyone was too intimidated. I just remember I ran down to where her bunk was, and I went in and I said, would you be my girlfriend? And back then they called me Shades of Blue. Always wore the shades, Robin. Yeah. Even then I was trying to keep my nose looking small. Well, because I always had to wear glasses even when I was a little kid. And I knew glasses weren't cool, so I wore shades. Even at night.
And everybody said, hey, there's Shades of Blue.
Yeah, I was called Shades of Blue. And then Shades of Blue walked into her bunk. And I said, hey, Irene, would you be my girlfriend? And she said,
Never even asked her to go for a walk.
Never had even talked to her before.
This is the first time you ever spoke to her?
Yeah, I walked in, and she said yes. And I kissed her, gave her my ID bracelet.
And then where did it go from there? Was that as much as it ever became, or did it get
Oh no! And then we rode each other all year, and then
no, I meant like
she came to my
physically.
house. No, I told you she came to my house one time, and my parents left the house, and I'd read a sex manual, and I was really going to try and feel her up.
Because I get them all confused.
And then I chickened out, and I just kissed her.
Out on that one.
I just made out with her a little bit. Not even tongues. I was just like.
I think you didn't get even to second base.
No, I was too nervous. I read about how to get to second. You know what it was? It was a chapter on foreplay, and like there was one paragraph on how to make a woman's breasts feel good. That's what it even says. It was a real uptight marriage manual.
That doesn't work when you're 13.
Right, and I read it, and I read it, and I read it. I remember she got in the room when we were alone, and I leaned over and kissed her, and I was shaking like a leaf, and I was like, I didn't know.
I thought of getting there.
Yeah, it was just so weird.
The only paragraph you know when you're 13 is touch them.
Yeah,
you're not thinking about making them feel good.
Right. Yeah, and I didn't know, and then it was a whole thing about third base, and how to handle that, and I just said, no way, man, I'm not going for that.
That's scary. Yeah. That's a scary thing when you're 13.
Might as well be in a foreign language.
Yeah. And then there was 12 chapters on intercourse, which I didn't even bother reading, because I knew I was 13. I wasn't even looking for intercourse at that point. I was just happy to kiss. And it was like being with a woman. She was more of a woman than some of the women I had.
At 13.
But you brag. See, I think that you build these people up in your memory.
Ask Dr. Lou Weinstein. Get him on the phone.
Why should he remember?
He does. He's the one who told me to break up with her. I was the stupidest thing I ever did. I could have had a great summer.
He comes on, he'll say she's good looking.
No. All right, then forget it. Don't put him on.
The one he told you to break up with her so you guys could meet other girls all summer. And then he met other girls,
and I sat in my bunk all year and didn't meet any girls.
Your pal.
Yeah. And this girl, Irene, went out and got herself a boyfriend in 5 seconds.
And then married him.
I don't know if she married him or what.
Jeez.
I don't know what her story is.
All I know is he was shades of blue.
She likes that.
Yeah. Shades of blue.
Did you come up with that, or did some girl name you that?
Nah, somebody was goofing on me and called me Shades of blue. I was always goofed on. I wasn't the king of the prom.
It sounds cool, though.
Nah.
I mean, it's so...
It wasn't that. It's better than me calling a big gork. There you go.
Yeah, you big idiot.
Yeah, you big dope. I go home, my father would just start calling me a big idiot. Yeah, stretch. There was a guy named Mike Ricosi who used to come over to my house. He was much older, called me Stretch.
Oh, no.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Stretch.
Hey, Stretch.
Yeah, and I was just like, you dick, I hope I become real famous one day. And I'm never calling you. Meanwhile, he was bald and overweight.
I was going to say, didn't you want to just hit him on the top of the head?
Yeah, right. Anyway, hey, maybe I ought to take a look at a few of these letters for Cleveland.
Okay.
What's that sign say, Fred?
It says spot.
I knew it.
No, we don't have to break for commercial. It's just a sign that says spots.
True. You have it.
Let me see if Baba Booey got Dr. Lou, just to verify my first girlfriend.
He's not any good with us.
Dr. Lou?
Yeah.
It's Howard.
Howard.
Hey, man.
You got a girlfriend?
Oh, come on.
What?
This is Dr. Lou Weinstein, one of the great ophthalmologists.
Hey, do I get a plug in on this time?
Yeah, refractive surgeons.
Very good. What's my number?
1-800-RK today. Everybody has a plug. I can't just call people.
There are no
He's always getting
people
plugs. What do you want from me?
we talk to who don't need a plug.
What do you want, speakerphone?
No, I'm on a portable. Why is it bad?
Yeah, go on your regular phone.
We got him out of the shower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on.
You got a plug,
I was going to say, he's operating, and he has to have his hands busy. Hands free.
I knew him when he didn't have a portable
You hear me
phone.
better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Just describe to Robin.
And don't...
Which girlfriend we
All right, I'm talking about Irene when I was 13, the one you told me to break up with, to play the field while you played the field.
13?
Just tell me.
I thought it was 12.
Come on, 12 or 13?
She was very pretty.
Tell me,
girl.
seriously, wasn't she one of the prettiest girls at camp?
For a 12-year-old girl, she was very pretty.
Wait a second, hold it, Howard, hold it. For a 12-year-old girl, Howard said that she had the body of a woman, not a 12-year-old. Is that true?
When you're 12 years old, okay.
Didn't she have a full
anything
D cup?
of the opposite sex is the body of a woman.
He's being
Howard,
a dick.
No.
Hey, let me tell you,
I
Robin.
would say to Lou, don't go out on a limb, because you did that before.
And
the limb broke.
Wait, Lou.
What?
I can't help away a woman age. I don't know how Irene aged, but when we were 13, didn't she have the body of a woman? I mean, she was already wearing a full bra, and she was very shapely for a 13-year-old. She was like, she had the body of like an 18-year-old.
That laugh tells me something.
Oh, he's just, man, hey, dude, don't try to be a comedian. You're a doctor. Just try and tell everyone. Be straight.
I'm going to tell the truth right now. You know that woman that Bob Barker had sex with?
Right.
Same body.
Seriously.
Are you being serious?
No.
Of course not.
Of course not.
But you know what, Lou?
She was a nice-looking
Lou, why don't you get back in the shower?
Howard?
Yeah, okay.
I just
She
want to
was
say
like 10
one thing.
times better looking than any girl at camp.
No, that's not true. She was she was a pretty girl.
Was she above average, or was she average?
Yeah,
she was above average.
Yes.
All right.
Let's put it this way. It was a shock that she was going out with Howard.
Right. The whole camp was in shock.
You didn't have to be much above average to get shocked.
Yeah.
Now, Lou, did they really call Howard Blue Shades?
Shades of blue.
Shades of blue. Yeah, shades of blue.
He knows that.
We got some really nice pictures of Howard from back then, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You got to
crew
send
cut.
them to me.
Hey, dude, I got pictures of you.
Hey, you could show them. I don't care.
Guy was shaving at 9.
Howard had those shades on, even back then, prescription, which he's got to get rid of, because he's got to call 1-800-RK today.
I ought to do that with Dr. Lou.
I know.
He's telling me I should do it. I'm a perfect candidate for it.
Hey, Howard, you ever hear from her, by the way?
I spoke to her. I was telling Robin, and then she was like being kind of cold. And then now we're going to Cleveland because we're number one. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to stop by and say hi, or have her stop by and say hi. But I don't know. I don't think she likes me.
How long did the whole relationship last?
It was like a year because I saw her over the year. You know, I mean, I was 13 years old. I had to wait for for her dad to drive her to my house.
Why don't you bring the pictures in from your? Well, I know you're half Jewish, but you did have a bar mitzvah.
That's something I openly admit, even though there are many anti-Semites.
You had a bar mitzvah?
Yes, I did.
He had a half a bar mitzvah.
Lou was there.
It was a bar mitzvah confirmation.
That's exactly. They had a priest and a rabbi.
It was a bar mitzvah.
Right.
But why don't you bring the picture? She looked real pretty there.
Hey, I got a picture of her. I'll show it to you.
All right, there you go.
All right, tomorrow.
Okay, Blue.
Tuesday. All right, Dr. Lou, go ahead.
What's that number again, Hal?
1-800-ARCADE today.
Good boy.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Maybe we're missing something here.
What's that?
Didn't you speak to her a long time ago?
Yeah.
Because when you first spoke to her, maybe it wasn't a big deal. Now that we're number one,
yeah, she's
maybe
all
it's a lot hipper. And if she says, "Oh, I knew that guy," maybe.
Hey, Gary, why don't you go call her? Ask her if she'll.
I only have a work number for her. I'm waiting till 9 o'clock.
Okay. She works?
Yeah, apparently.
Really? Boy,
Or maybe it's because she wants to.
Yeah, well, she was my wife. She'd be home waiting for me.
Maybe she wants
playing tennis in the pool.
Yeah. Waiting to hassle you. Waiting to get home.
Hey, well, some women like to work.
Oh, you just calm down over there.
No, I'm just saying she might have chosen a career.
No woman likes to work.
Yeah, right. I get up every morning because I hate it.
You got nobody at home to. No sucker at home. You're the only honest woman.
Sucker, I wouldn't have you come home yelling at me if my life depended on it.
Yes, you would.
When I go home, it's quiet.
Yeah, when I delivered the sugar, you'd forget all the arguing.
Right, yeah. Once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see the guys that Robin would date if she didn't, make a decent living. She just was a secretary and didn't make a lot of money and couldn't support herself.
She would have been married already.
I've never been that
in the lifestyle that she.
All right, listen, I don't want to get into this. I got a break for commercial. Thank you. And when we come back, I'll decide what I'm doing in Cleveland. I'll take phone calls right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
What is it, Baba Booey?
On the phone is one of your friends, Leslie.
Leslie. This is a girl I used to try to have sex with all the time. I mean, I never even tried.
Does she know this girl we're talking about?
Yeah, she does. She just wants to back up that my first girlfriend was really good looking, I'm sure. Don't you, Leslie? Hello? Well, she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. Ooh. And she's gone.
She was there a minute ago.
Hello? You know what you got to do when we have a long commercial break?
I do that.
You got to go back and forth every couple of minutes.
Yes, of course we do that.
You do that?
I was just out there.
How could you have been? You're here the whole time.
No, I was. I just came back for the last minute of the commercial.
Really? Seemed like you were in here an awfully long time.
No.
Leslie, you there?
Papa Plunky.
No, she's gone. She's gone. Jackie, stop looking at Gary's face.
I'm just wondering how long he's going to sit there before he goes and dials the number again.
Well, I didn't know if it was that important.
It's not that important.
Jackie. Produce the show, you drunken bastard.
This girl, Leslie, was one of those girls I used to go to summer camp with. And
Is she
was
the real tall one?
Yeah, she was like, no, that's Rita. But Leslie is the one with the real big breasts. And
she's short and
I don't
very
remember
cute.
breasts.
Yeah, really cute. Brunette. Yeah, I tried to describe them by the breasts, and you're never impressed with that. No, she was one of these girls at summer camp I knew her as a friend because she was really flat-chested and like kind of...
Oh, you only wanted to befriend her.
Yeah, and she was kind of homely and stuff, so she was like a friend to me. And she used to hang around. I knew she wanted it. When we were little kids, she wanted it. But,
she would have liked you.
No.
Hello, is this Leslie?
No. Just hang up a second.
Hey, John, what are you doing at Leslie's house?
No, she hung up. I have her on the phone. If you just hang up, I can transfer back in.
Okay.
So you didn't like her enough to go out with her, but she would have gone out with you.
Yeah. Then she showed up one summer, and she sprouted breasts over the year, and she had this incredible body, and every guy wanted her, and then she just wanted to be my friend. I got ugly, and she got pretty.
Hello?
I was just telling Robin our history, that I would have loved to have had sex with you, but by the time you got really pretty, I got really ugly, so...
You're gorgeous now, doll.
Yeah, I sure am.
Anyway, I just called to say that Irene really was, or I don't know if she still is, but she really was beautiful.
Yeah, she was like one of the most beautiful girls at summer camp, right?
She looked more like a woman then than women look like when they're much older.
Right.
And she was really pretty and shy, kind of.
So she might look 90 years old now. She matured way too early. No, I'm telling you.
You're going to call her when you go out there?
Yeah, I'm going to have Baba Booey call her and...
We're going to try to arrange something.
Yeah,
we're working on it.
We'd like to just say hello. I mean, it's always kind of interesting. Oprah Winfrey just did a whole show of that. People who wanted to see the first person they ever,
Right.
had as a girlfriend.
They never looked the way they were described, though. Did you notice that on Oprah's show?
Yeah, I know.
Well, it depends how much time you let go by, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I never got into your pants. God, by the time you got so hot, you wouldn't even look at me. She sprouted all of a sudden. She used to be like a really gawky,
she was one
ugly
of those
kid.
Overnight.
I wasn't that ugly.
You were. You were not that attractive, and then all of a sudden, you, I don't know what happened to you. I think you made a pact with Satan, and you just became gorgeous. I mean, it was
It was
like,
all a plot against you, Howard.
yeah, my life is one big plot.
All beauty is a plot against Howard.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got to go. I have to take my daughter to school.
Sounds just like when we were in camp. Hey, can I go out with you? Gotta go. Gotta go take my daughter to camp or whatever. All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye, Leslie.
Howard?
What? Don't bother me.
I'm sorry.
What is it?
Steve Rossi's on the phone.
You know, Steve Rossi has lost his mind. Steve Rossi, by the way, for those of you who don't know, he used to be a real big comedian. He's still great and everything. You know, you guys say that.
No, I mean, wait a minute. Was he really that big?
He was really big. He used to be on Ed Sullivan all the time. He opened up for the Beatles, all that stuff. He was with Alan and Rossi.
He didn't open for the Beatles. He came on after the Beatles on Ed Sullivan.
All right.
He did that show 22 times, Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, they were really big. I mean, they even had a movie deal.
So long ago.
They put out a movie, and of course they put out a ridiculous movie, Batman and Reuben or something. But the last of the super agents or something. I don't know what it was, but anyway, Steve's a performer, comedian, and
a journeyman in the field of comedy.
And him and Marty Allen still work together, and poor Steve has to also work with Marty's wife. It's a whole story. And Steve deserves better. He's a very nice man.
Well, what's wrong with working with Marty and his wife?
But he says, hey, I got to get on the show. I want to plug. What's wrong with working with Marty and his wife? Now, he got into it work with Marty, not the wife.
Because it goes from 1/2 to 1/3. That's what's wrong.
And even though Steve and Marty despise each other, they work with each other. They understand together they're stronger than
It's
apart.
true. The whole is better than its parts.
Yeah. So now Steve says, I got to get on the show. I got to get on your radio show. You got to give me a couple of minutes. I said, what are you up to now? What'd you sign? He says, there's something big's going on. I said, did you sign a new deal? Did you get a TV show? Did you do something? No, baby. That's how he talks. He calls me baby. He goes, no, baby. We are suing a casino. I said, what? You're gonna plug your lawsuit?
That's become the new thing. People come in here and talk about their court cases now.
Steve, have you lost your mind?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, baby. Steve the Legend Rossi is back, and this is the third time in a row that I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do this stupid show.
All right, I messed up. He was supposed to be on 2 days ago to plug his lawsuit, and I kept, we ran into problems the last 2 days with all the naked babes in here.
Yeah, and you know something? If you didn't need me on the show, I wouldn't even be on today, believe me.
Well, believe me, I was praying for that. Well, hey, listen, your luck you're on now.
All right, you're right. Let me tell you something.
And don't waste time, because you don't have long.
Listen, let me ask you something. Let me make this clear.
Yes.
You want to come on my show today and plug the fact that you're suing a casino?
Absolutely. We're suing Bob Stupak and the Vegas World Hotel.
Is this a precedent you're setting? This is new.
This is a precedent, and we just signed a lifetime contingency contract with the law firm of Gould and Rondeau.
No. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
You went to this casino and you told me you signed a lifetime agreement.
A lifetime contract.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Ask him. I read this article. Ask him what he signed the lifetime contract on and where they signed it.
Where did you sign it and what did you sign it on?
The original contract was an oral agreement, and then Marty sold his house, moved to Vegas.
Wait a second. The article says that you guys signed a contract on the back of a Keno ticket.
On a Keno ticket.
On a Keno ticket. On the back. Now, let me ask you something. Before you sell your house and move to Vegas because you have a lifetime job, why would you take a contract on a Keno ticket?
Because it says lifetime contract. It says Alan and Rossi, and it was.
Jackie says you signed it on a Keno ticket because there was no matchboxes around.
That's right. And yesterday.
Wait a minute, Steve. Did you and Marty sign this?
Did you guys sign it?
Signed it.
Yeah.
And Bob Stupak signed it, and it was dated on a Keno ticket.
Really?
And this is generally how they do business in Vegas.
Well, that's how Bob Stupak does business. He's Polish. And he's
So let me get this straight. So what was the lifetime agreement? In other words,
the lifetime agreement was that as long as he was there, or Marty or I, that as long as we were alive, one of us,
yes,
or two out of three, that we were going to be there. And incidentally,
all right, now hold it.
There was no money.
The money was discussed, yes.
Was it?
And runs into the millions of dollars, to say the least.
No, wait a second. The guy said he's going to sign you to a lifetime agreement.
No, he made an oral agreement.
All right, and he says, now why would a guy do that?
Because
he's afraid of losing you?
I produced 4 shows for him and never had a contract with him in a period of 15 years.
And he turned to you and he said, was he drunk at the time or was he straight?
No, his attorney, Andy Blumen,
Yes.
Sent us for the lifetime contract. He wanted to settle us by sending us a 4-week letter of termination.
But you never went to a lawyer and signed a real contract.
No, never did because I never had to. I've been working.
And what does it say exactly on the keynote ticket?
Huh?
What does it say on the keynote
It's
ticket?
a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Do you think it could have been a joke?
No, it wasn't a joke. It was the real.
But don't you think, in Mr. Stupak's defense, don't you think he obviously thought that Marty only had about 6 months to live?
Well, that's what I think.
I mean, I'm sure he never predicted that he'd live this long.
We fooled him.
No, let me get this straight. Yeah. On it doesn't specify the amount of money you're going to make on the keynote ticket.
No, but the oral agreement was made where there were several people to verify the amount of money and the minimum amount of weeks that you were supposed to work, which was 30 weeks a year.
So have you ever worked
in? We did that for 4 years. We did over 120 weeks for him.
All right.
And then, an oral agreement is binding in the state of Nevada.
Well, I know you did come in here and say you had a lifetime agreement.
Well, how many times did I mention on the show?
So many times that I almost started to believe it.
And that's why they're going to depose you, because I need you for...
No, if you call me, I'm going to smack you in your head.
He's building the tallest tower in the world right now. It's up at 750 feet.
So they were paying you $6,000 a week?
No, $6,000 each a week.
Really?
Yeah. And then
how much did you get? You got $6,000 yourself?
Huh?
You would get $6,000 for the week?
Yeah.
And how much did Marty get?
The same thing.
And what did his wife get?
She got paid from us, and the band got paid separately.
So by the time you were done, you had about $35 a show.
That's what we cleared.
Yeah. She has to pay Marty's wife
and the band.
And the band. How come you got to pay Marty's wife? I'm trying to get Jackie and Fred to start paying Marty to pay my wife.
Jackie was great at the Riviera.
Of course.
He was great. And you know something? Yesterday was my birthday. I finally hit the big 4-0.
What'd you hit it with?
Yeah.
He threw his body at it.
The way I'm counting, you've hit it twice.
My son Dino called to wish me a happy birthday.
All right, listen. He called to wish you a happy birthday.
Dad, I'm sending you a great birthday present. I said, what is it? He said, my wife.
All right, listen, Steve, good luck with the lawsuit. I got to move along.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I also just became the celebrity spokesman for the Las Vegas television network.
Oh, isn't that exciting?
And for the Celebrity Deli.
Wait a minute, the Las Vegas television network?
Television network, it's a satellite.
Isn't that the one where they just show you in the hotels what's happening in Las Vegas?
Well, that's just one phase of it.
You know what's funny? Steve has all these deals, and yet nobody sees him anymore.
Look, he'll be the guy who says, welcome to Las Vegas, and here's what's happening.
No, we're doing a show called Laughs Vegas from Las Vegas.
All right, listen, Steve, I don't have time for this resume.
Well, no, wait.
Was this a verbal agreement written on a keynote ticket?
On a keynote ticket.
You better.
Taylor, my fiancée, is going to be doing Friday night jazz at the Celebrity Deli here. Isn't that great?
You know, New York cab drivers have more exposure than Steve. All right, Steve, good luck with everything. Come in and see us when you're in town.
I'll be there 4th of July weekend.
Oops, that's a little too soon.
We'll be gone.
We're not here that weekend. I have no lifetime agreement with you, my friend. All right, Steve, very good. Steve, the great, legendary Steve Rossi. Good luck with...
Rossi.
All right, thank you, Steve.
God bless.
The great Steve Rossi, everyone, plugging his latest lawsuit.
Anytime he appears, even if it's in court, he has to announce it.
Imagine making a lifetime agreement with Steve and Marty, and they were like, I don't know how old they are at this point, but you figure, well, okay, 2 years, tops.
See, but I figured this was a scam of theirs. They were going around looking bad so they could rope somebody in.
I don't know what it is. But I always wish them luck. Now, where's Papa Fooey? I was in the middle of trying to get through a million things here. We got to
we got to call those people in Cleveland.
We have to call people in Cleveland. We have ZZ Top tickets to give away. Papa Fooey. I have a new Stern for Governor song. Who is this guy who wrote Stern for Governor song? Is he someone
well, he wrote you know that song, Go New York, the New York Knicks song?
Yeah.
Go New York, Go New York. Oh, well, he's the guy that wrote that.
Somebody wrote that song?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'd think they just pop up?
In fact, he just...
I just thought the audience starts going, Go New York, Go New York.
No, there's a song in a video. And, in fact, I would like to tell the Knicks they should edit Spike Lee out of the video because every time they show him, the entire garden boos.
Right. Nobody likes him.
Danny Aiello's in the video. Dustin Hoffman's in the video.
All right, well, he wrote a Stern for Governor song?
Yes. I think his name is Jesse... Well, his name is Jesse James, but his real name is Jesse... It's something.
It's Chuck.
Yeah, I can see why he changed it.
Jesse Hitler.
Jesse Hitler.
That's like Jesse Hitler. Adolf Hitler.
Oi, oi, oi.
No, I think it's Itzler.
Itzler, that's
it. Itzler, that's it. Okay, it's hard to read the handwriting.
And he calls himself Jesse James.
Jesse James wrote this. All right, thank you. All right, here we go. Want to hear the new song?
Go.
I haven't heard this yet.
Howard, 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 Howard. Vocabulary of New York. Vocabulary of New York. Hey, yo, Mario's a no-no. Say goodbye to Mr. Cuomo. Vocabulary of New York. The king of all media is he. He's been crucified by the FCC. Yes, he has. He's the tallest, he's the leanest. It's man with the smallest penis. Howard Stern, Vocabulary of New York. Let's vote Howard Stern, it's about duty. Jackie the Joker, Robin Bob, bully. Yo, for the death penalty of fight. And construction late at night. No potholes. We're starting in New York. Howard Stern, Vocabulary of New York. Howard Stern, Howard Stern, Vocabulary of New York. Howard Stern. Stereo's a no-no. Bye-bye, Cuomo. Howard Stern, Vocabulary of New York. He's the tallest, he's the leanest, he's the man with the smallest penis. Howard Stern, Vocabulary of New York.
I'll be coming round the mountain when I come. Hey, yo, man. Ain't that fart, man? Wow. There he is. Jesse James and his Stern for Governor song. Wow. I have never heard a worse song. What is that?
Well, that's what makes it sort of fun.
Yeah, it's obviously a...
Now, is he a real songwriter?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. He was goofing on this.
Do you know, Howard, do you know that based on that New York Knicks song, he's gotten a contract with like 4 or 5 other NBA teams to write songs for them?
Well, yeah, when he puts his mind to it, I think he was goofing on me.
Yeah.
People are asking me if you're still running.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird. I guess because I haven't talked about it, because I sense that, like, hey, I've made... Until November, when we actually get to vote, what am I going to say? You know my 3 issues. I got stands walking out there. I mean, what is there to do?
I don't know. Are you on the ballot?
Not yet. They haven't gotten all the signatures.
Are they doing it?
I don't know. I don't talk to the Libertarian Party. I just figured they have to go do it.
Well, you're not going to be on the ballot. I know it. I can.
Why? No, they have to go do it. They said they're doing it.
They don't have to do anything.
Yes, they do.
I understand that one of the Libertarians has been in contact with your agent.
Oh,
and I speak to them from time to time, and they're in the process of trying to get signatures.
Okay, because I didn't know whether that was going on, so when people ask me, I don't know what to say.
Of course I'm running.
I think you need 15,000 signatures, so they say you have to get like 4 times as many, because sometimes signatures are contested.
And they wanted to get about 100,000.
Right. They're in the process of doing it, and I'm running. You know, but I've basically said all I'm going to say about it.
Should we be doing stuff like when I do appearances or Gary does appearances? Should we have some forms so people could just sign up?
No. They take care of. That's what's cool about being on a party. The party handles all that. That's why I work so hard to get the nomination. Once you're done with the nomination, you sit back and coast. It's like being governor. Once you win, you don't have to do anything. You start doing stuff 2 years before re-election. I mean, 2 months before re-election.
Well, I also met a guy who said you could have been a lot funnier with that whole your platform. You know, he thought that running for governor was a good idea, but you know, and he liked the death penalty stance. But when you started talking about filling the potholes and junk, you could have been a lot funnier with that.
Oh, I see. Well, you tell that guy I'm not looking for laughs on this one. I'm looking to win. That's why he doesn't have a hit radio show, whoever that guy was.
I was just sitting there saying to myself, well, who do you make laugh?
Yeah. Who told you that, Jim Kerr? Who told you that?
Oh, some guy. I was at a party, and he just decided to tell me that you could have been funnier.
Right.
I always love it when people critique you.
I wasn't going to be funny. Hey, where's my watch?
Doesn't even matter. What does he do? How does he know what's funny?
Did I wear a watch today?
I haven't noticed.
Hey, where's my watch?
Jackie.
What, you think somebody took it off you?
I don't know. I could have sworn I was wearing one. It's weird. Sometimes I play with my watch when I'm on the air, and I take it off because it annoys me.
Maybe you left it in the bathroom.
I don't take it off in the bathroom.
How do you know you weren't carrying it?
I don't do that.
Oh.
I always wear it.
Then where is it?
I don't know. Anyway, what I was saying is, that I was leading up to something. What was I just talking about before I talked about?
Well, I just asked you about the governor's thing, and then I guess you were going to talk about Cleveland?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
You're going to give away tickets?
I got to give away tickets, too. I never played the Joan Rivers show tapes.
Oh, boy.
Good.
Those are real good.
Did you ever finish watching the movie?
No, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who don't know Joan who said they really enjoyed the movie. I think maybe we were too close.
Well, I got to take a break. Oh, I know what I was leading up to. I said, we were in here talking about how it's really weird. When I was a kid, when I finally got to meet disc jockeys that I listened to on the radio, and how disappointing it always was, like what a shock it was. Like when I was little, I mean, Jim Kerr was on the radio.
Still.
Yeah, he started in radio when he was 17.
He must be getting up there with Bob Barker.
I know. But he was always talking. He says, "Hey, I'm going out tonight, and I'm going to, we're going to be partying over at some club, and hey, Karen and Jane came by and said hello, and he's always saying hi to girls and stuff, and hey, if any girls want to come down to meet me." Then it turned out that I found out when I got older, he was married the whole time. He just kept his marriage a secret.
Yeah.
Because he thought it would be cool.
The great days of radio.
And then when I saw him, it looked like his face had been punched in. Like it was almost like the you guys watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine? Mm-hmm. You ever see Odo?
Oh, yeah, okay.
The guy who can morph?
Right.
That's what he looked like.
I was going to say he could have been on Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Big stone face.
The big thing I remember about him was when I was in 9th grade, Newsday took a poll, like, who's your favorite morning DJ?
Right.
It was 1976.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
And I remember they printed his picture, and then he did a TV commercial thanking everybody for voting for him, and I remember everyone at school was like, couldn't believe he looked like that. He had long, stringy hair, and he looked like a cancer victim. He was thin, and his whole face was sucked in.
All caved in.
And it bummed everybody out.
Yeah, of course it bummed everyone out.
Like, everyone was like, oh, did you see what Jim Kerr looks like?
Yeah, I know.
Because we all thought he was a lot better looking.
His voice was real good looking.
And he was picking up all these babes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he was married.
When you're a kid, you picture the disc jockey in the radio as being the ultimate cool guy. And it's like, I was so young that I had to hitchhike. So you can imagine how long ago, we're talking like 1963, hitchhiking to the mall to see Cousin Brucey with a few rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm going to see the hippest guy with a pompadour. And, I don't even know the image I had conjured up. And this is 30 years ago, and here's this bald man, and I'm waiting for him to bring out the cool guy.
Not even a bald man. It was a guy with a bad toupee.
Yeah, so, no, this is pre-toupee.
Yeah, he
was he bald?
Toupee.
Yeah, but he had his very thin hair, and it's like, of course, it's mob. So I'm like, hey, who's that guy up there? Is he going to bring on Cousin Brucey? And all of a sudden the guy's, and I'm like, oh, no!
Oh, man.
Oh, no!
And then you never listened to him again.
Oh, my God, no.
Because the theory
on
radio...
you never heard it the same. It was like, this is an old
he's not a cool dude.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. You wouldn't let... The radio station's philosophy always was, if a guy goes out and makes a lot of personal appearances, he'll get more listeners.
No, this absolutely
But it was just the opposite. Once I saw Jim Kerr, I could never listen to him again.
Guys, we looked at each other like, that can't be the guy.
Yeah. Oh, how about the first time you see Scott Muni?
Ooh.
I mean, that's a fright.
Well, the big guy in Baltimore when I was growing up was this guy Kirby Scott. And everybody loved Kirby Scott. And so they gave him a TV show, and it ruined his career.
No. Gee, I've never heard that name since.
Did I ever tell you?
He's gone.
All right.
He wasn't kind to Clay Cole.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story that when I took a course in college with Pete Fornatel, he took us to the radio station to meet Scott Muni, and Scott Muni started yelling at the students.
Oh, really?
No.
Screaming, ranting, and that's exactly what happened. Scott Muni,
for those of you out of town, is like 100 years ago when FM radio started to become cool. He was like one of the first guys, and he's a real bad announcer, but he was there because at the time you just hired anybody to be on FM.
Voice.
Yeah, and he had like a deep voice. So he would play like new records by the Stones and stuff, so it became real cool. Except now he's like 90 years old.
And he's still saying, here's the pinball wizard.
Yeah. Or how about when he goes, here's the great Nirvana. And he doesn't listen to it.
But he calls himself the pinball wizard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the pinball wizard.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
He's been, a couple of years ago, he was like mispronouncing names. He had on Big Audio Dynamite. He had them in the studio, and he goes, I'd like to welcome Big Audio Department. Oh, no.
Yeah. It's like your granddad playing your rock records. So he's still around. What?
Stone Temple Pylon.
Yeah. It's real funny because it's like your dad.
Sound girdle.
It's like your dad playing your records, It's like getting a little old already. And Their radio station is doing horribly because it's just like...
Well, I don't know what they're going to do. Didn't they give him a lifetime contract?
Yeah, and it wasn't written on no Keno ticket.
So when we were in college, I took a class with Pete. Pete was working over there, and the entire class got to go to the station. And we went around, we saw the air studio, and the big culmination of this whole event was that we were going to meet Scott Muni.
Right.
It was a really big deal.
Right.
So we go into this conference room, and Scott's in there, and I remember that he was like chain-smoking cigarettes, and he looked very, very tired.
Right.
And he starts to talk about radio, and he's just talking about the state of radio. And one of the guys in our class just said, he sort of interrupted Scott, and he goes, well, I have to tell you, in my experience, and that was all he said, Scott Muni jumped on him, and he goes, stop right there. You don't have any goddamn experience. When you've been in this business 20 years, then you come back, you tell me about your experience.
Oh,
and
party on.
Everybody just went silent, stared at the floor.
Thanks, Dad.
They whisked him out. And,
oh, man.
And I
what a dick.
That's a little testy today.
What a hard-on.
I talked to Pete about that recently, and he said, to see if he had the same memory I did. And he said it was a very difficult day. He remembered it well.
See, Pete's lucky. Pete's got such a screwy voice that when you meet him, you go, hey, he looks normal. So he's got this, because he's like, hi, this is Pete Fornatale, and we're going to be having another classic rock marathon. And at least Pete, if Pete's old enough to be your dad, that's cool because he's playing music that, happened in his generation.
Right.
Scott Muni's trying to pass himself off as like a
youngster
or something.
Well, Scott, one of his big things is he likes to talk about, I was at the Clash concert last night, or whatever's going on, that he goes to these things. But he's got to be like 70, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, they wheeled me into the Clash concert.
And he can't remember anybody's name, so he says, hey, Fats. Hey, Fats to everybody.
Yeah. That's funny that he yelled at you.
Oh, man, it was really
nice.
ugly.
Talk about a guy's ego being out of control. And I always like it when guys have big egos and they're on the radio, which is the lowest form of show business. Yelling at a bunch of college kids. You don't have any experience.
Hold it right there.
Easy, dude. You're going to pop some nodes. You don't have any. Just a bunch of kids. Just humor them. You got a good life. Oh, by the way, I'm doing the Letterman show on the 24th. I was supposed to do it on the 10th, but we're going to Cleveland. So I pushed it off to the 24th. I'm very much in demand these days on the talk show circuit. I saw them all waxing poetic over Arsenio. There's all these pieces now on TV about Arsenio having his last show.
Saying goodbye to Arsenio. It's his last live show, unseen show.
And nobody wants to write that the reason he lost the show is because he sucked. Even Arsenio himself says, you know who he blames it on? Did you read these articles?
Yes.
Arsenio says, I blame the end of my show, and you think he's going to say on Jay Leno or something, on Chevy Chase. That's what he's saying.
And you Chevy had what?
And you go, that is really convoluted.
Yeah, I want to know how you get to that point. What was Chevy supposed to do to help him out?
Well, I think he says that Chevy came in on the Fox network, and a lot of the Fox stations carried his show, so it's Chevy's fault or something.
It gave them a sour taste on the late shows.
Yeah, like in other words, Chevy came on and was so bad
that people stopped watching late night television.
Yeah.
So now he's crying prejudice.
Right. He says, he tried to bring a mix to America.
Yeah, well, America doesn't want a mix.
The entertainment industry just doesn't understand what America's all about.
Well, then if he understands what America's all about, why is he going off the air?
Yeah, why weren't they watching, Arsenio?
He also feels that the critics...
How long before he starts blaming the Jews?
Well, he talks about having Farrakhan on the show. He talks about how he was fighting with Paramount. And they wanted to take over the show and change it, I guess, or do something with it. And then he decided to just bow out. But before he did, he booked Farrakhan on the show.
Oh, what a rebel.
There was his slap.
Good night.
Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount's crying all the way to the bank.
He says, one of my problems with the whole Farrakhan situation is that America insulted us. That by deciding if we heard him, we couldn't decide what we liked and didn't like.
Oh, tell him to shut up. I am so glad that guy's now failing.
Well, it's one thing to hear Farrakhan, it's another thing to kiss his ass.
Yeah.
He still doesn't get it.
No.
But anyway, he says that, let me see the quote.
And God forbid Paramount makes it watchable.
Hear you.
You know what I mean? I mean, excuse me, you're failing in the ratings. Let's try and help you.
Yeah. I walk away understanding that being black and being successful is the most complicated position to be in the world.
Yeah. So put me in that position. See if I can handle it.
His show, he said, was a place that urban people could be a part of, that urban culture, and share. We call America a melting pot, but unfortunately, TV doesn't reflect that melting pot.
Yeah, good.
My idea wasn't to create a show for just black people or to show white people how much they've annoyed me in my life.
Is that what he says?
Make America shit. They have annoyed in parentheses.
Oh, no, he was annoyed when he said it.
Oh, okay.
He said it in an annoyed tone, I hope.
Well, there's 3 dots, annoyed in parentheses, and me in my life. So he said something. They've blanked me in my life.
Yeah, white people have been real bad to him. They just heaped a whole bunch of cash on him.
Well, you know,
yeah, he's angry that he got rich.
Yeah. He's a total dick. I've been saying that for 5 years.
You know, he thinks that the press is so out to get him now that he's refused all interviews. The only interview he did recently was with Black
Entertainment
Network. Yes, I love this line. His handlers say he's angered and believes that the press is out to get him.
No, he just sucks, and everyone's saying it now because they finally woke up out of the coma they were in for 5 years.
They got tired of you, Arsenio, okay?
Yeah. Just go home and count your money. You did well from the white man. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. I got to give away some tickets. I got to call some people from Cleveland. I got to take a few phone calls. We got to do the news. We got plenty to do for you here on a Friday. We'll be back right after this. Oh, it's Friday. Everyone's in a good mood, Robin, with a 3-day weekend facing us. And so what's the weather for the 3-day weekend?
Yeah. It's supposed to be a little cool today, but I've heard good things about the weekend.
Are we looking at a hot Saturday and Sunday?
It said sunny.
It did. I'll be poolside.
Oh, yeah. I hope it'll be warm enough for you to swim.
That's what everyone is praying for.
Maybe you'll come in a good mood.
Right. And where will Robin Quivers be?
I will be sleeping.
For 3 days straight, like a bear?
Yes, I'm going to hibernate.
I'll be sleeping in your chamber.
I'm going into my sanctum.
And I shan't be disturbed.
That's right. I will have those, those masks that people wear.
Right. Very good, Robin.
And a long cigarette holder with no cigarette in it.
Right. Which you will hold with your feet. Because your hands will be busy with your hair. Let me take a few calls, and if I hear someone of particular intelligence, I'll give them front row tickets to see ZZ Top. Yeah. I've got a pair of front row tickets. And, we never get anything good to give away, so I saw that this was offered to me. I said, I would like to give away something.
Yes. Reward the audience.
You're not kidding. They're good, ZZ Top. Even though they're a bunch of old farts at this point, they can still rock. I was always a big fan of theirs. That hillbilly rock and roll kind of groove.
Yeah, there was something cool about them.
Yeah. I think it was those big beards. I think if they shaved those beards off, I wouldn't dig them.
Whoever made those videos.
Yeah, those were good.
Were incredible.
Yeah. Hi, you're on the air. Hello? Hello?
Hi, Howard?
Yeah. Hi, Howard. Hello?
Hi. Who's this?
It's Howard. Hello?
Hold on 1 sec. Let me turn down the radio.
Hello? Hi. Hello? Hello?
Who's this?
Who's this? Huh? Screw this guy. I said if I had a phone call of particular intelligence. I think it was John Wayne Bobbitt calling him. Now you're on the air. Hello? Hi, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi. You're on the air.
I am. With who?
Well, who is on the air?
Howard?
Right. So who would you be on the air with?
Howard?
Right.
Are you kidding me? I've been calling for years.
And you've never spoken to Howard?
No, not at all.
Can you imagine she was calling for years?
Voice. Listen, guy, you're absolutely great.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so impressed. I'm at work now, and just listening to your show. I can only listen to you when nobody else is here. So, and my husband's home listening to you. So I just wanted to call in and say hi.
That's what you've been doing for years, calling us?
Well.
Just to say that?
Well,
No.
All right, you know what? I'm going to give her the tickets because we're going to otherwise get a bunch of calls with people who have nothing to say. Like, no reason to call except because they want the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, would you like to see ZZ Top?
I'd love to.
All right, you have front row tickets to see ZZ Top live in concert
Oh, my God.
at Nassau Coliseum. Ooh, this is good. At Coliseum on June 8th. You win.
Oh, this is great.
You are going to see.
I'm shaking.
I think I can get a good response out of her.
Okay.
Let me just try.
I'm shaking.
Watch this. I'll make it like a top 40 station. You ready?
Did you hang up on me?
No. I'm here to tell you, you have won.
Oh, my God.
You win.
When am I going?
You are going to see ZZ Top live in concert at Nassau Coliseum on June 8th. Do you believe you won?
No, I can't. I never won anything in my life.
Who's your favorite radio person?
Well, who do you think?
Who?
The king.
The king what?
The king. The king of all.
All right. You blew it. All right, hold on. You win.
Thanks.
I like when they yell. I'm shaking. I won. I never was good at getting listeners to shake when they win. We were at NBC. There was this guy, Johnny Dark. He was the best at it. He would give away a tissue box.
And I didn't even know what that was at the time.
And I found out what it was. It's exactly what it says it is. A box that goes around your tissues.
It's just NBC. It wouldn't fit your decor.
Yeah. It was just a plastic box that went around the tissue box to make it look more charming. But the actual tissue box was much more charming than this. And Johnny would get on. Hello? Yes? You know you're calling the Johnny Dark Show? Yes? Did you know you just might have called at the right time? What? You won the tissue box! I mean, remember, Robin?
Oh, I heard a woman almost have a heart attack over the tissue box.
There was a woman who sued because she had a heart attack. She said, the guy got me so charged up, I had a heart attack.
I can't believe it!
It's like, ma'am, you won, and we're calling the paramedics.
You won!
Then he would do a whole thing of, you won! You won! You won! It's funny, I remember after she died, at the will, they were all fighting over the tissue box.
That's right, everybody wanted it.
You couldn't figure out who had custody. And the guy Johnny Dark, too, I forget what there was like 100 different Johnny Darks. They were Johnny Darks all over the country, but he was considered, I thought that he was the main Johnny Dark, and then I went up to him one day.
Johnny Dark.
I said, hey, Johnny, how do you feel about all these guys ripping off your name? He goes, hey, Howard, I'll be honest with you. I took it from a guy.
He stole it from the night guy in Boston.
Yeah, he says, it's not, I never invented that. I go, oh, so you ripped off his name? I said, what's that all about? Oh, it seemed like a good name, and I certainly didn't want to put any time into thinking up my own name. So, I forget his name was like, Peter Schwartz or something. But he was Johnny Dark. And he was one of those guys, the complete out of me. I wanted to get on the radio so people would hear my name, all my friends and stuff. So I used my real name. He was so embarrassed. He didn't even want anyone to know his real name.
He wanted to be Johnny Dark.
Yeah. I just felt bad for the real Johnny Dark, who had invented the name.
And was still on nights.
I heard he changed his name to Sandy Beach. She got so upset.
He was good at names.
And then everyone switched it to Sandy Beach. What is it, Fafa Phony?
You have to there's one thing you forgot to read on that piece of copy.
Which is?
That tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster and Ticketmaster phone charge for ZZ Top at the Nassau Coliseum.
All right, those guys having trouble selling tickets?
I don't, Ticketmaster wanted us to make this announcement.
But it sounds like, usually in the old days, they wouldn't even have to announce that.
Yeah, usually we give away tickets to sold-out concerts.
Right.
Sounds like they're stiff on that.
I hope they're having problems. I met those guys in the hall. They weren't that friendly to me.
I'll tell you, I know where they had big problems last weekend, and was in Rochester.
Really?
They did not do well there at all.
Good.
Really?
Yeah, those guys don't deserve all that success. They should have a little adversity in their life.
There's nothing going on in Rochester.
I heard in Rochester they had to toss tickets out of a helicopter.
What the hell is this? ZZ what?
We ain't going. I don't care.
Concert.
Just because I own the tickets don't mean they can force me to go.
Maybe I'll try to scout these.
Yeah. I like ZZ Top. I would go see them. I hear they bring like cows and stuff on stage.
And lots of women.
Yeah.
Cows and women.
Yeah. It's my two favorite things. They both have udders.
A lot of women look like cows.
And George Thorogood's opening.
Oh, boy.
Oh, then forget it. I ain't going. I hate George Thorogood.
Drink alone.
Moving on over.
I know why.
Moving on over. Now I know why everyone's not going to the ZZ Top
Why does
show.
everybody tell me he's so great?
He's not. You know who you must be talking to? Like drunken college students.
Yeah.
Ooh, George Thorogood.
Moving on over. I said, move it on over. And what's moving on over to your next concert?
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
I said, I drink alone. When I drink alone, I'm by myself.
No wonder.
Lots of audience participation.
What's that other big song they do?
Oh, goodness. What is that?
Bad to the bone.
I went to the city. I'm bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. I used to play his records in Hartford. I used to play records to hillbillies.
Yeah, one bourbon, one scotch was a big hit.
How does that go?
One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Just met my baby and I don't know where.
Yeah, where did that guy grow up? I mean, can he write some new songs?
He's from Delaware.
That
The Delaware
isn't
Destroyer.
written by him.
What?
That's an old song.
Yeah, that's all he has.
All his songs are old or sound old.
Right.
He steals from the black man.
How does that go again?
One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
That's pretty good. How do people listen to that? I don't know, because
And I would try to get into it because everybody was telling me it was so good.
You got to be
one bourbon, one scotch, one beer. I don't know. You know, I admit when I was younger I used to take a drink once in a while, but I'm not so into it.
Sing about it.
Yeah.
But that's a good song, though.
But it's usually that's kind of music for like kids who get like real drunk in college, I guess.
Oh.
One bourbon, one beer.
One scotch.
And he's kind of like you expect like a guy in a cowboy hat to be singing that stuff, but he doesn't fit that image.
Yeah, he's from Philly, right?
Yeah.
Delaware, yeah.
Same thing.
His last song that didn't do so well, what was that one? Just Get a Haircut?
Yeah, Get a Haircut.
It was cut one off, cut another one, get a haircut, bang to the skull.
Buys some underwear.
I don't believe anybody really buys his records.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I don't know. I can't get into him. No offense. Because I always get his records for free, and I'm constantly throwing them out. My hand hurts from throwing out his records. I got like 50 billion George Thorogood and Destroyer records.
It's always like, if you like Bruce Springsteen, you ought to like this crap.
Oh, no way.
They're not even close.
I can't stand both of them. I can't sell any records. You got any George Thorogood?
In all fairness, the crowds do go crazy.
Yeah,
People he draws go berserk.
It's a party.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'd go.
I don't know how they find them.
I guess I don't like parties.
You know, you don't like about it. You don't like it's the same progressions.
It's the same
blues progressions.
Yeah, it's the same song.
You know what? Any songs I can play on the guitar, I figure they're not that good. I think I can play that.
This is one bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
What track is that?
But Howard, it takes 3 minutes to get to that part. It takes about 3 minutes.
Yeah, he does a big rap.
I have a CD that actually can, a CD player here in the studio that can actually fast forward, but it is so far away.
You want me to?
It's just, and it's such a hassle to work. I don't even dare.
Well,
One bourbon.
Say a story.
Any song where a guy's talking, I know it's not a real song.
like Jack.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, listen to this guy. And he's trying to sound like a black dude. I hate white guys. I hate white guys who try to sound black.
There are no black people in Delaware.
I said how to first.
It's going to be the same song. And who even knows what he's talking about? It's like such a convoluted story. It's not even an interesting story. He went to his landlady.
He didn't have rent money.
He what?
He didn't have rent money.
Yeah. He's been touring enough that I think he has some rent money. It's like, okay, sing.
How long were you in the 5 years?
So for 5 years. He needs racial sensitivity classes. I know of a course starting soon. He can join them.
Wait, you want to send him to the Denny's course or the Four Seasons course?
Yeah.
You think he's off with?
I wouldn't know. Sounds like the same 3 notes to me.
Say, the music isn't bad as when he starts singing.
Hold on, hey.
Who even cares what he's saying? It takes balls to get a recording contract and then put out a record like this with just talking on it. I'd be like, maybe I should be singing on it.
I always wondered how he kept putting out more records.
Yeah. Oh, he's got tons of them. I'm telling you, I got every one of them for free. And when I finally throw them all out, they give them to me all over again.
Give more. I'll save it to maybe a couple days.
I need a bourbon and a scotch right now. And a beer.
And a chaser of beer.
And all the songs sound exactly like this. I'll play you every track on here, and it'll sound the same. I don't even know why they put spaces between the tracks. It should be one giant song. Why do they put spaces between the tracks on this thing? I tell a little lady.
Are we close done? We're about 1 more verse away.
Oh.
That's after the hey man. Yeah. And this was so nice.
Right. Mellow me out. And sometimes they play this on the rock stations when I'm listening to it, and it ruins it. Even like the new rock stations, they play George Thorogood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, play something new. I don't want to hear this.
It's a button pusher for me.
Oh, boy. You hear that, man, I'm gone. I hear just the first 3 notes, I'm gone. I mean, like you hear like a lot of bands do this kind of stuff, but I don't really want to hear it on a professional radio station. I'll go to a bad bar and watch this.
Garage band.
Yeah. Like maybe if I'm drunk and I'm standing trying to pick up girls, this might be kind of fun. Oh, and it came out of nowhere. The whole thing is staged. No regard for the music.
It has nothing to do with that whole rap he does.
Nothing. At least he's singing now. Yeah, I never even knew they were singing to that song because I punch out right when I hear them start talking. Yeah, well, let me just randomly pick another song. I'll just pick one. I'll just pick one randomly. All right, I'm not even going to pay attention to what I'm picking. How's that?
Oh no! Yeah. You looked.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gone already.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking the record's skipping me. I just can't. And I hear that slide guitar. I want to beat some hillbilly with my shoe. I hate slide
You
guitar.
want to pick up your boots and hit him?
Yeah, I hate it. If there's another song with slide guitar, I was born.
All gather round.
All gather round.
I wonder.
How did I wonder?
Joy they had found.
What a joy they had found.
This one alone. Tell right away.
Right away.
That I was bad.
I hate that slide guitar.
Bad to the bone.
Slide guitars for people with no fingers. They invented that little bottle so that a guy with a foot could play. Bad for the ears. Bad for the ears. Yeah, any track, Rob. Pick a number. I'll hit the track.
3.
Number 3.
Too much for the ticket.
This sounds like.
Yeah, I think I heard this one already. Cool.
I'm telling you, that sounds like your song.
Yeah.
The Electric Bean or whatever it was.
Electric Bean. Same stupid crap.
You listen to the beginning of that song and tell me if not. It will be.
Yeah, I know. People think the Crash Test Dummies are in trouble for having every song sound the same.
All right, very good. We're going to take a break, and then we should come back. And I never did the Cleveland stuff. Maybe I'll do it on Tuesday.
Gilbert's here.
Oh, Gilbert's
Gilbert?
here?
Why? You didn't tell me he was coming.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah, we mentioned it this morning. I'm sorry. I thought I mentioned it to you this morning.
I forgot. That was like 12 hours ago.
He's got a big movie out.
What is it?
Rampart.
The Return of Jafar.
Oh, another one where Gilbert's face isn't used?
Yeah, the straight to video, but it got a good
Another one where Gilbert's just a cartoon character?
Yes, he's a
that
parrot.
bird.
Oh.
He has an expanded role. That's what Gene Siskel said.
Do you think it's just that people are uncomfortable looking at Gilbert on film and he's better as a cartoon? I thought it was weird. I heard Gilbert doing Channel 2 news commercials.
Yeah.
That was pretty inventive. I like that. Anyway,
But it's kind of weird because Gilbert comes on and says, I'm Ernie Onassis.
Yeah, it's funny.
And they're kicking him out.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. If I was Channel 2, I'd have Gilbert do the news. All right, anyway, I got to take a break here, Rob, and then we'll come back and do some news with Gilbert and everything else. Gilbert's going to join us for the news, Rob, and Gilbert Godfrey. Thank you, Gilbert. It's always good to see Gilbert on a Friday because I have 3 days to recover. Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man.
Gilbert. Hey, man, people could laugh at Gilbert, physically and stuff, but he gets laid a lot. I mean, his persona is to say he doesn't get girls and stuff, but he really does.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he tied to one girl or does he have many?
He has a couple, but his one girlfriend I met.
Is she still in the picture?
The one I met at the hospital when you were dying. Gilbert was getting all serious.
Yeah,
the
try
blonde.
to make him be honest.
You know what I'm talking about, the blonde?
Oh, yeah.
Nice watch.
Yeah.
Gilbert's quite a dresser, too. He's got a big plastic bunny watch on.
That's how I get the girls.
Yeah, and you're dressing better.
Oh, yeah.
Gilbert's apartment must be like, there's no closets, just everything strewn on the floor, and whatever clothes he picks up, he throws on. I've never seen a more wrinkled shirt than what Gilbert is wearing.
He's living your life. Nobody can yell at him
Yep.
about that.
Are you still seeing that blonde?
On and off.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was hot, too.
Yeah?
I mean, she was, you didn't meet her. I always think you're everywhere where I am.
never saw her.
Yeah, she was there, and she was like nursing Gilbert, acting all concerned.
Sitting there stroking his head. And all
this was when Gilbert was going through the thing like, I don't know what life means anymore. What am I doing? I think I'm going to quit the business. Oh, man, you were goofy. He thought he was dying, and Gilbert came close to death, and Gilbert actually started reevaluating his life. It was like, and it was great to be a part of it.
There was nothing to reevaluate.
You know when he started getting depressed?
Yeah.
He'd been in, he had to be rushed into the emergency room because not only did his appendix burst, but he came close to infecting his whole body. Hour away from death.
Yeah.
And he was calling here saying, please don't say anything on the radio. I don't want reporters. I don't want I can't. And then like 2 months went by. He was still in the hospital dying. And not one newspaper had picked up on it. So Gilbert finally called up and said, could you say hello to me on the radio and tell people I'm sick?
The best part was the reason he wanted to get out of the business house was because of all... He realized how...
few friends he had.
Scuzzy everybody is in the business. They didn't come to visit him or even send a card.
So as soon as they came in and started telling me he was getting better, it was like, maybe I'll stay in the business. Now it's like... He's completely recovered, and now he plays a parrot.
Right. Yeah. And he doesn't remember the best.
And doesn't care. Hey, I could be a parrot? It's an amazing transformation we saw him go through.
I can do an interview for Penthouse? Okay.
Because what's so screwy about Gilbert is that even if you've tried to interview him, which I have many times, he always puts on his persona, his comic persona.
Right.
He will not allow you. He won't let you into his personal life. That's the way he's decided to play it. Even I've read some really good interviews with you where you won't even answer a question. If someone says, how's your mother? You won't even answer it.
Yeah.
And when he got sick, we suddenly saw the real Gilbert.
Yeah.
And now I see why he doesn't answer any real questions. Because my theory is there is no Gilbert in there. It's just like that shallow character he plays is him.
It's so funny.
Because it was weird. He was really trying to be real with me, and he just went, and it was like, it was like,
I was like I sounded like the senile Groucho Marx.
Yeah, it was sad. It was, and he looked real old, laying in the hospital bed. And
See, you saw him laying in the bed. They had him propped up in a chair.
I was like Groucho when he used to go on the Dick Cavett show.
And his sisters were there, and they were disgusted with him. They were just staring at him. And then the girlfriend, who was like standing there and finally finding a way to get real with Gilbert, and like maybe Gilbert would now pay attention to her,
hoping that he would come to need her
rather than just have sex with her and leave the room.
Yeah.
One time, Robin and Billy West came over.
I know.
They were just like kind of staring around.
We didn't know what to do.
It's really weird. And Gilbert would well, one thing nice about visiting Gilbert in the hospital, he would just talk and give you the whole story. But after he gave you the whole story of his appendix, it was like nothing to talk about.
Much time to leave.
Yeah, we would just stare at each other.
No jokes.
I mean, Gilbert's no fun when he's like in serious trouble.
Yeah, no voices.
Yeah, no voices, no shtick. It was just like, I called for an ambulance, and I didn't really want to call because I didn't want to call because if it was a public ambulance, it would be in the newspaper, and so I said to him, I said, Gilbert, you ever hear of a private ambulance service? Like, you know,
I couldn't even get a blurb, and Cindy.
I know, and Gilbert was really afraid that it was going to be a media circus. That he was calling up at first. I can't call it to be front page.
Bad magazine.
I know, it was sad. You realize that if you died tomorrow, nobody would even care.
Where would your obituary be?
Behind Henry Morgan's.
They'd have Rich Little doing the parrot. That would be it.
And Gilbert was like, you know, when you have something like this happen to you, I don't know, I just want...
You look at life differently.
You do.
Turning into Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, man.
I want to help little children.
But the real Gilbert shone through, because what happened was we were standing there, and it'd been over an hour of listening to Gilbert, you know, go through this meek little routine, and then suddenly the black nurse came in, and she was all over me. She could care less that it was Gilbert. And she was like asking me to autograph everything in the hospital, and then Gilbert goes to her, it's time for you to leave now. Go, leave us. The black woman shot him a look like, you honky. And then I just said, Gilbert, you're a fool. That's the black woman who has to keep changing your IV.
She has to bring you a bedpan.
Yeah, he's like, you know, get out of here, Beulah.
This is the woman who has to give me a rectal thermometer.
Yeah, and you're sitting insulting her.
Oh, and I've got a temperature.
You know, I've had the fever now for 4 weeks. Had a fever.
Well, you know, Robin, you were a nurse.
Did he say that to you? Yeah. You understand. But at least you didn't get hit up to do favors for Gilbert.
No.
You only felt comfortable with me. Can you get me a pair of pajamas?
I worked
without the drawstring? Yeah, you did.
First it was pajamas.
No, first it was a robe, then pajamas with a drawstring.
Yeah.
So that it wouldn't hurt your appendix scar.
Then silk.
Yeah. Finally, even my parents said to me, tell the guy to call his mother. Yeah. It was wild.
Yeah.
And finally, I had to stop getting Gilbert stuff when he calls me up at home, like at night, and says, could you get me a thermometer that, what was it, a special kind of thermometer?
Oh, yeah.
I hardly know Gilbert.
Yeah.
Except for doing his show. I mean, it's not like I'm a close friend. I've never even been out with him socially. And he's calling me for stuff because the only comedian I could get to visit him was Dice Clay, and I had to beg him.
But Penn and Teller went.
Oh, yeah. I said, can you go visit Gilbert?
Everybody
real
came
sad.
in. We were begging.
Nobody even likes Gilbert. But it was like really weird. It was like Gilbert was ordering from QVC. I was like, Gilbert. He go, they told me they won't release me unless I have a thermometer that can be read.
And a home entertainment center.
Wasn't it a digital thermometer or something?
A digital thermometer.
Yeah.
I should have a widescreen television or my fever.
They won't send me home. So he goes, do you have... I wouldn't mind if he asked me for a widescreen television. That I could get. I'm supposed to go searching for a digital thermometer. So my wife is getting real annoyed at this point because she's the one going out and shopping for all this stuff, for underpants, special elastic underpants. So I said...
Pajamas.
And she's really annoyed because I said, yeah, the guy's sister was sitting right there. What, she can't shop?
Our business meetings are now, what size do you think Gilbert is?
Yeah, and it was like really uncomfortable. And the office is piling up with stuff for Gilbert. And, you know, Gilbert doesn't offer to pay or anything. I said, you know, and Gilbert's a wealthy guy. Don't let him kid you. He's made a lot of money doing stand-up. He's very good at it. And he, you know, he could have just taken his credit card out, called any store, and said, send me up 30 pairs of silk pajamas, but he won't do it. He's saving every penny till the end.
When Billy and Robin were up there, it's like Billy West was like doing voices for me, and I was
great.
sort of staring at him.
And you're out and you're out of the business. Well, Billy has a real hard-on to impress you. You know what I mean?
No, but Gilbert really played into it.
Yeah.
Because he was showing his sisters that, he really had show business now.
Right. Trying to prove it.
Billy.
I'm trying to impress people with Billy.
Billy, do the voice of a honeybee, and then he'd go back to sleep. Billy, do a half hour of that voice.
Gilbert wanted to prove that the schlubs weren't visiting him, that Billy actually had a place in show business.
I was going in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
Then he'd wake up and say another voice, and Billy would do that.
But what's funny is Gilbert's been a New York comic for 25 years, performing every night with 10 other guys, and he calls me for a digital thermometer. And I'm going, well, okay, hey, why not? Okay? So I said to my wife, where am I going to get... Yeah, call Caroline. You made her a lot of money. I said to my wife, all right, we have to get Gilbert now a digital thermometer. And she saw I was getting fed up, and she goes, tell Gilbert that there's a drugstore right in the hospital. He could just call them up right downstairs and say, send me up a digital thermometer. So I called Gilbert up, and I explained for 10 minutes. He called down Gilbert to the drugstore, and he goes, so you're not going to get it? You're not going to get me the digital thermometer? I go, no, you're going to call up, and you know what, Gilbert? Wherever your apartment is, I guarantee it, right in that neighborhood, there's 50 drugstores. Okay. Have you ever been to a drugstore in your neighborhood? He goes,
could you send the stereo over?
Yeah, and he says, no, I don't believe there is a drugstore in my area. I go,
he lives in Manhattan.
Yeah, he lives in Manhattan. There's a drugstore every 30 feet.
He was laying it on thick.
So finally I put my foot down. I never got him the digital thermometer, and he managed to get one.
Yeah.
You got one.
I thought it was such a weird thing to get, like you couldn't find it.
Yeah, I would be the same way.
They're like in every drugstore.
Yeah, but at least I have a wife who does. If you had a girlfriend, she would have gotten you.
Why were you calling, Gilbert?
I thought these were major things.
He didn't realize.
He was still hallucinating.
He had never been sick before.
Yeah, you see him in pharmacies for like $4.
And when you got out of the hospital, weren't you like eating better for a while and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That lasted, what, 2 weeks? Like you were trying to change your health? And now you're back to just eating any garbage, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't even care about his health anymore.
No, could care less.
Yeah.
Gilbert's the best. The great Gilbert Godfrey.
I'll never forget that time, though, because he had us all convinced that no one was visiting.
Yeah.
He had no family, no friends.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, I got to take a break. When we come back, Gilbert, you'll do the news with us? Are you playing? Oh, you're playing somewhere. All right. I knew you didn't just walk in here.
Good to talk about your hospital experience.
Gilbert plays the voice of a parrot. in the return of Jafar, direct to video. Jafar. My kids were watching it the other night, as a matter of fact. I think they turned it off. They heard Gilbert's voice. No, they like Gilbert. He's good in that role. They like him.
Yeah, and they've expanded it now.
Yeah, they expanded it, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's why it went right to video.
No Robin Williams, just Gilbert, go right to video.
It's the sequel to Aladdin, and so you got pretty good money for that, right?
Not great. Not from Disney.
No? You think you would. I mean, you'd been in the first one. It was a success. They needed the same people back.
This is the sequel, Gilbert. This is where you get paid.
You think that's why Robin Williams didn't do it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I heard he didn't get paid well either.
About the money.
Yeah. So you said, hey, I'll do it anyway.
What the hey?
Why not? No one else is coming. And also, Gilbert, in the... he's going to be at Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal in July, where he'll appear with other comics, I guess, at a festival.
Other people who won't visit him when he gets sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Go see all the bastards who wouldn't visit you. Gilbert could sit alone. Who else is going to be there, do you know?
Richard Belzer.
Belzer kind of likes you.
Yeah, he was at the hospital.
Did he go?
Did he come?
He used to show up at the hospital and just look at the paper. He wouldn't even talk to me.
You ever read the paper?
He would just sit in the corner of the room and read the paper.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
How weird is that?
He did. He'd walk in, say hello, and then he'd sit in the corner. He'd have a paper with him.
Wow.
And he wouldn't talk to you or anything?
He'd fulfill his obligation to visit me.
But he wasn't going to waste his time.
He wasn't going to talk or anything.
Because that's what he does here when he's on the show. He sits and reads the paper whenever he gets annoyed with me. So, he would show up and say, hey, Gilbert, how you feeling? And then after about a couple of conversations...
Yeah, and I'd say, well, I have 170 fever. And he'd go, sorry. And he'd walk over to a chair and sit down and open the paper.
And the two of you would be alone in the room?
Yeah.
And he would just sit there and read? And would you say anything to him?
No, it's I used to be looking at the ceiling, looking at the IV dripping, and he'd be looking at the paper.
that's great. That's a cool move.
Gilbert's hospital stay was maybe the best hospital stay of all time.
You really should be talking about that.
And it went on and on and on. It went on way too long.
He was in the hospital forever. We thought he was never coming out.
Oh, that's why we even finally broke down and went and visited him. We felt bad. Oh, man.
Howard says to me, I really think Gilbert's dying. I got to go visit him.
Yeah. It would be wrong not to. And I heard no one else is going. And then Robin and I got on a campaign to get people to visit Gilbert. And then I finally convinced Dice, I hardly know him. I mean, I feel bad for him, but I hardly know him. I said, but Dice, imagine how good it'll make him feel. You show up at the hospital, and and Gilbert will be really proud, and hopefully some people will see it, like the nurses and junk. Yeah. At least maybe his mother will be there and see it.
Maybe Gilbert will be treated better.
Yeah, Dice said he went in there with cobwebs on the visitor seat. Like, no, poor Gilbert, the most unpopular man in show business. Has made zero friends. Dice says, yeah, I went over. Oh, it was the best.
Gilbert he had a wake before he died.
Well, the best part was Gilbert really expected just to be in there for a few days, and then when it turned into a couple of weeks, and he was desperately calling, saying, please mention that I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
When at first he was like, don't mention it.
Intensive care.
And listen to him drone on with medical stories.
He had to tell everybody that story.
You became a real sucker when you were dying.
Oh, and then I did the worst thing.
Yeah.
I took a hot bath.
The night that he was told that he better be careful because his appendix was bursting. So he's unconscious. He passes out on the floor. He goes, I passed out on the floor.
I was passing out all over my apartment.
So what does he do? He decides, I know what I'll do. He doesn't call an ambulance because he doesn't want the papers finding about it. And plus, he's too cheap to pay for an ambulance and doesn't know how to pay for an ambulance. Doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want black guys dragging him out while he's unconscious.
Doesn't know anything.
And he doesn't want anyone in his apartment. He says, I know what I'll do. I'll take a hot bath. A guy's passing out in his apartment. His cure is to take a hot bath.
Like maybe a tub of water.
Like maybe this is just nerves.
I can't stand up. Let me get into some water.
Maybe it's just tension.
Yeah, tension. So he gets in there and he passes out in the tub and almost drowns. And all that gunk that's spewing out from his appendix and the bursting is in the tub with him. Looks like aliens invaded the tub. It was great. Because your appendix burst while you were in the tub, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't open.
I think he was vomiting in there. You vomited a few times, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
everything.
That was on the floor.
What happened? How'd you finally called an ambulance? Oh, you called someone who got an ambulance.
I went to a doctor.
But how did you get out of the apartment after you passed out in the tub?
He crawled.
Seriously, what did you do? I mean, you were passing out. When you were in the tub, what happened?
I eventually came to. The next morning, I go to a doctor.
You're a real fight. You have such a great life. I guess you didn't want to give up.
Oh, yeah.
But do you have a phone?
I should have let myself die.
But you have a phone in the apartment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the modern conveniences
I remember what he said. He said, because every time he stood up, he collapsed.
Yes.
Yeah.
He started crawling around.
But I mean, how did you get from your apartment?
Eventually, I got over that stage, and the next morning
you were able to walk to the doctor.
Yeah.
Wow. Gilbert's so uptight. I used to operate on himself, and hope for the best.
Yeah, with nail clippers.
Yeah. I got to take a break, Gilbert.
Yeah.
But
the doctor was going to send me home.
Was he?
Yeah. I went there. He looked. I told him what was wrong. He goes,
I guess you really pay for the best medical advice. Yeah. A cat doctor.
He went to a vet.
Have you been neutered?
I mean, it was obvious. The guy was passing out. The guy was passing out in his home and able to walk
around on the floor.
Doctor says, "Why don't you just go home?"
Yeah. He didn't want to talk to me.
Right. Another big fan of yours.
Who are you again?
Hey, go die, Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I better put you in the hospital.
Go die at home like Jackie O.
No, Gilbert wanted all measures taken.
Yes.
He didn't have a living will.
Did you watch Jackie O's funeral?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
It's pretty wild.
Was she embalmed in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked to the guy who did it.
Oh.
Well, who brought the...
embalming fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's charming. I'd like to be living in that building.
Yeah, his body, the rotting corpse is smelling at the place.
And people are standing outside because they know the body's there.
Yeah. I think those were all tenants. They couldn't take the stink. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words with Gilbert Godfrey and the news. Gilbert's in here telling me, I said, hey, Gilbert, what are you doing for Memorial Day? But he really gets emotionally involved on Memorial Day.
Yes.
He likes to sit around his apartment and think about the people who died in wars.
Is that right?
And fought for us.
I watch Platoon. I have it on a loop.
Me, I just go in front of the Sony building and salute.
Yes.
Actually, I throw duty at it.
Yes. Well, I was going to ask you, D-Day is coming up. Does that pull any strings for you being a vet?
Yeah, sure does. Last Memorial Day, I painted myself yellow and yelled at myself.
In the mirror?
You know I served in Vietnam, don't you?
Oh, yeah. In Da Nang.
Yeah, there too. And, God, it was the best years of my life in some ways, and maybe the worst in some. Yeah.
In Paling.
Yeah. No, but Gilbert's run his apartment and remembers the dead.
Yes.
Nice.
I have the dead in my
Yes, that's right. Thinks about soldiers.
Yes.
So I think that a lot of people can respond to that, Give us your calls. If you have anyone in your family who died, give Gilbert a call right now so you guys can talk.
Yeah, we're very sensitive.
Coming up, Green Beret. Ballad of the Green Beret.
If I see one more movie with this in it, every movie and TV show,
that's why that guy's a star.
Whenever a guy, that's where George Thorogood makes his money. Whenever a guy in a movie, loses his girlfriend, then all of a sudden toward the end of the movie, he jumps into his car with the top down. He hops over he doesn't even use the door. He hops over the door, right into the car.
Puts the sunglasses.
Puts the sunglasses on, and he goes chasing after the girl before she marries some other guy. And it's... right.
So that's absolutely true.
He must have made $1 billion off of that.
And it was in Problem Child, too.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was the scene?
The kid's going to do something bad. That's it.
Right.
That's basically.
He's going to do something bad, and then it was...
Yeah, there's a close-up of his face. He crunches his face up, and then...
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do in my movie?
What?
I'm going to have that music playing, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stand there. I'll do my taxes.
As soon as you start to write.
Yeah.
You'll start flossing your teeth.
Right. It's going to be the greatest movie. Already it's 30 hours long, this movie. Everything I ever wanted to do. I'm going to put it in one movie. Allison, what's 2 plus 2?
Yes, to help the kids with their homework.
It's Dad's time to help the kids. Well, anyway. Bad in math. So, Gilbert's here. By the way, Gilbert's here to plug the fact that he's a parrot in The Return of Jafar.
What a career.
Right.
It's a good thing I lived.
My kids really dig Aladdin, so there must be something to that. And I saw them watching Return of Jafar the other night.
This is why I survived.
Jafar, Howard.
Whatever. Sorry, I haven't learned all the names of the Disney characters.
Yes. That's very important.
And it's the sequel to Aladdin, and it's at your video store. I guess Gilbert gets a couple of pennies off of each video because he's here promoting it.
Not really.
Really?
No.
It just looks like a good credit other than playing a comedy club.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give some people in Hollywood the idea that you're available for other kinds of work.
Yeah. Right. I should have, one of those Merry Christmas greetings in show business.
You haven't done a movie in a while.
No.
Eddie Murphy not tapping you for the new Beverly Hills.
Oh, no.
Because the one that you were in, Beverly Hills, too, he goes around saying it was the worst movie ever made.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't want... This new Beverly Hills isn't anything like the Beverly Hills,
They
too.
go all the way back to the first Beverly Hills and bring those people back.
You know what that means? Is it Cold War said, no Gilbert in this one?
Yes.
What's the story on that cartoon? What do you have to do? You just go to a studio for a couple of days and read a script?
Yeah, you just yell into a microphone.
And
do they direct you to put more energy in it so you yell louder and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it funny, like, when they have, like, a guy from Disney sitting there, like the director, and he's going,
Could you make it help Aladdin rather than help Aladdin?
Right.
Yeah. Could you make it like, I have to find a lamp rather than I have to find a lamp?
Yeah.
Maybe try it that way. I have to find a lamp.
Like, I've done commercials where clients will sit there.
Yeah.
And they'll say, you're not doing it right. Read it this way. And it's like, oh, my God, you're kidding. And it sounds exactly the same.
I remember doing one, it was Beach MTV. No, it's Beach MTV.
Oh.
Huh?
Beach MTV. Beach MTV.
Beach MTV. Okay.
Beach MTV.
No.
Yes, like
Beach
kind of a Russian
MTV.
word. Beach MTV.
Yeah.
Anyway, today's news is brought to you by Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Yeah, that'd be a good one for Bud. They should use that too, since everybody else does.
I think it's a great idea.
The news is brought to you by Bud. Yeah, Bud. Proud to be your Bud. 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 You know, I'm just going to play that at my house this weekend, and every time I do something, I'm going to have it start up. Carry that around with me.
Have that with you all the time.
Yeah. So, Robin, what's in the news?
Well, Howard, first I wanted to tell you, these are some of the stories I live to do. In Union, Kentucky, a high school honors student killed his parents and two sisters yesterday morning, calmly went into his trigonometry class, showed the teacher and his classmates his gun, and surrendered, saying, "I've had a bad day."
Oh. Where's my gun?
I killed both my parents.
And then I killed my classmates. Jeremy spoke in class today.
Clay Shroud.
Clay Shroud.
Yes. No, Clay.
Clay. Shroud.
He was described by one neighbor as really weird.
Really weird. Really weird.
The body's in the kitchen. Mom and Dad are a pain in the ass. He shot his parents.
And his sister. He was mad at the whole family.
She shot my whole parents. Had a bad day. But bad to my family. Well, he should be like the Menendez boys and just say the parents forced him to take tennis lessons.
I'm sure he's looking for an excuse right now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be a way out of that one.
Yeah, made me wear white shorts.
Yeah, they were real bad.
They made me do my homework.
My dad fingered me.
In fact, they didn't even make me do my homework. My dad did my homework.
Yes.
Yeah. My dad doesn't let me do my homework on my own.
Yeah. My dad wrote all my papers.
When my appendix burst, my dad wouldn't buy me stretch pajamas.
He was always dressed in black, according to the neighbors, and is now being held in Kenton County Jail, charged with the 4 counts of murder.
Cool.
Cool.
Police
He's bad.
say that there was some kind of domestic quarrel that went on.
That's cool.
But they would not be specific.
Hold on a second.
About the reasons for the argument.
Yeah.
They arrested him at the high school after they went to the home and discovered the 4 bodies. So, there you have it.
Cool.
Bodies.
Burn him tonight. Ain't you, Biss? That's a problem child. How old is he again, Robin?
17.
Oh, that's not a little boy.
Don't you think that if your son starts wearing all black, you should just get out of the house?
He's got a Belzer complex. Pretty soon he'll walk around the house going, we're not worried about third world nations. Or
I'm gonna read the newspaper here in the corner. Don't bother me.
But there are warning signs when your kid is going bad and when you should leave the house.
I just spent the whole commercial break talking to Gilbert about, I said, wait a second, let me get this straight. Belzer sat in the corner when he visited you in the hospital.
It's like sitting in a bus terminal. There's other people there.
He said it was like sitting in a bus terminal with another guy while he reads the paper waiting for something to happen. I said, usually when someone visits you in the hospital, they bring you something to read. Gilbert gets a visit from Belzer. He says hi, sits down in the corner, and just reads the newspaper.
Yeah, he brought himself something to read.
Right. Yeah.
And then when he gets through with that, like if there'd be magazines that I had, he'd take that.
Two warm guys bonding.
Yeah.
To be fair, when I die, don't invite Belzer to the funeral.
Lots of sensitivity there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He'll sit by the coffin reading.
Yeah, Sturm was a great guy, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Right,
yeah, like he did a lot of jokes about black people, like that's really needed.
Yeah. Like someone should about him like he cared about.
Pick on a weaker people.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Why don't you find someone more depressed?
Like making fun of starving children is really funny.
Yeah. So we'll sit here and honor him in his grave. Yeah, right. Yeah. We'll all shed a tear.
Yeah. He makes fun of people who are living in countries where they can't get food or medical attention.
That's really
very
funny. Very funny.
Yeah, that's real comedy. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Makes fun of places where like diseases are wiping out entire villages. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, babe. Why don't you learn to tell a joke?
Yeah. We'll sit and shed a tear for him.
Yeah. That's your eulogy. I'm going to have to do you.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
I love it.
renegades and wild wonder.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Courageous 6-year-old helped police do a composite sketch of the man who had raped her.
Yes, 6-year-old.
Oh, stop it,
6-year-old was raped.
Yeah, they say this guy's a serial rapist, and he usually picks on young girls. Most of his victims have been below the age of 19, and he seems to particularly favor 10-year-olds.
Did you just, did you see the picture? It looked just like Gilbert.
Yeah, when he was wearing his hair spiky.
Yeah.
Gilbert has changed his hairdo because
she told me she was 7. She swore to me she was 7.
From what I understand...
She told me she was potty trained.
From what I understand, he sort of maneuvered his way into the little girl's apartment and offered her a mint, and when she said yes, she'd like to take a mint from him, he took her up to the roof and did his business.
So that when they catch the guy, of course, there's no death penalty. Vote for me. Vote for me, he'll be dead. Imagine that, man. That even Gilbert will admit is sick.
Yeah, they have linked him to a number of other attacks.
Jackie
and
thought
most
it was
of the
funny,
victims
but-
are between the ages of 10 and 15 years old.
Yeah.
So he really doesn't like older girls. Usually, you know, there's one woman who was accosted by a man who fit this description. She was 19, and the moment she showed any resistance at all, he ran away. So he's looking for the really timid and docile.
So how's a guy get that sick? You know what I mean? Like you kind of sort of understand a male rapist who rapes adult females.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of comprehend that.
Yes.
Gilbert can.
Yeah. All right. Gilbert, let me talk to Gilbert on this one. You can see, like, you know, he's totally, you know.
To me, it's perfectly normal.
You know, and they even say, like, maybe he's angry at his mother, and every woman represents his mother. Like Joel Rifkin was killing his mother each time or something. Whatever the hell.
Was his mother 5?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you get angry at, like, 6-year-olds? How sick do you have to be? But there's no death penalty. But he'll go to prison and be called Short Eyes, and the other prisoners will beat him to death.
Oh, boy.
I know, I always read about that, but you never hear of many of them dying.
No, they just like to keep him alive and beat him.
Yeah.
No, they lock them up separately.
Do
That's
they?
the problem.
Yeah, they protect them.
They should put them in with the population.
Yeah, why are
That's
we
what I would
protecting
do.
these people?
Right.
I would put serial rapists in with the population.
Right, and let things happen.
Yes.
I
But
agree
it's not
with you.
just rapists. They just don't like people who rape kids for some reason.
Yeah, right.
Criminals.
Yeah, they don't mind if you rape, as long as you don't rape
Strange
kids.
code
Yeah,
they
rapist
live
is
by.
pretty common.
Yeah.
It's child molesters that get killed.
Yeah, you never let the other prisoners find out that you were a molester. Wow, a 6-year-old. Dude.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Dude.
Oh, man. Dude.
A Bronx woman.
What's it like, Fred, to have a 6-year-old?
Oh, stop it. A Bronx woman says her doctor addicted her to codeine and then lured her into improper and deviant sex acts.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah, me too. I can see that.
Now this you understand.
Sure I do. I understand that.
See, that's something like most men really envy.
That's being a guy.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Normal.
Normal.
What?
There's a clinical psychologist on the air who says he can explain why people rape 6-year-olds.
All right.
I made a study of it.
Oh, he's got a good explanation.
Oh, all right. I didn't realize there was an explanation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, turn off your radio.
Great.
Well, by the way, we should mention that this guy's wife is 4 years old.
He's going to explain the attraction.
So why do you like 4-year-old?
Hello?
Hi. No, explain to me why someone would like a 6-year-old. They're Italian. What kind of thing is that? Don't disparage my people.
Stop it.
Hello?
Yes.
Is this how it starts?
Yes, it is, Doctor.
How are you? My
right.
name's Dr. Ang.
All right, Doctor. Now, you don't date 4-year-olds, do you?
No, but the funny thing is I am Oriental.
You're not married to a 4-year-old, are
You're
you?
Dr. Ang?
Yeah, I am a Dr. Ang, as a matter of fact. And the thing is, I can tell you...
Oh, yeah,
one
I
of the
come out of
reasons
there, kids.
Orientals, can I say?
Oh.
School me?
Excuse me? Oh, I come out a little kid.
No.
Go ahead.
Orientals are a little bit... They're a timid race.
The male agenda, I would say.
during World War II, they were very timid.
No,
They're timid.
They're kind of shy.
Ever get a shot in the nuts from a karate dude?
No.
They own America, but they're very
timid. They've only bought up everything.
Yes.
They asked.
No, those are
before
the Japanese.
Bastards took over the whole record industry, and you're telling me they're timid.
No, they are timid.
Who are you talking about, the Chinese?
The male?
I like the Orientals. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr.
You're an Oriental who uses the term Oriental.
Well, why not? Oh, it could be Oriental, it could be Asian, you could say it.
Hey, by the way, happy Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Your people were very gracious during World War II.
Well, are you Japanese?
No, I am of Chinese. I'm Chinese descent.
Oh, you're Chinese?
Yes, I am, Mr. Stern. And hey, Robin, how are you? But anyway, I'm a great listener of you guys. You guys are really great. And as I was saying, the reason why...
Please don't drag this out. Just give me the reason.
The reason why is he's been rejected by older women. That's the reason why. And the younger woman, he's been so timid of confronting older women and that they reject him. He's probably an ugly mutt. That's the first thing. But the thing is, to resort down to a younger age, this is what he does. The younger age girls will...
I thought rape was always like a violence thing.
It is a violence thing.
Yeah.
It's a power thing.
So what he's saying is he's so afraid of adult women because he's going to get his ass kicked.
They're too powerful for him.
Yeah.
Because he's a timid person, I would assume. He's not a... That's how I have to view it.
All right, dude. Thanks, man.
That's it.
Okay.
One thing?
Yeah.
One thing. I got to say hello to all my...
Yeah, that was really deep philosophical.
Yeah, we couldn't have figured that out on
we didn't
our
say
own.
that 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. He rapes kids because he likes to.
He must be timid.
Yeah.
All right. He's got somewhat of an explanation.
Can I go on with my story about the sex slave?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, that sounds good.
Mary Butkowski has accused...
Cow of butt. Butts of cow.
Her doctor of a 16-year pattern of misbehavior that continued until March 22nd.
16 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It started when they both worked at the Bronx Psychiatric Center.
How come everyone in the news today is Polish?
It's the Polish news on
All
Friday.
right.
He was treating her for migraine headaches, I guess, and started giving her these drugs improperly, according to her, and she became addicted. And once she was hooked, Howard...
He banged her.
He threatened her with all prescriptions unless she performed improper and deviant sadomasochistic sex.
I'm a bad doctor. I rape Polish women.
He had her blindfold him and cover him with whipped cream and chocolate.
Right.
Hurt him and then
And I'm
perform
getting
oral
hungry.
sex.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Then he would provide her with phony prescriptions.
That's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
The pair would then engage in sexual acts in motels, her home, her car.
All right.
So anyway, she now says that this was very wrong. And she couldn't get away from him until March 22nd of this year, when she got herself to a detox center.
Whipped cream ran out.
What? What was that?
The whipped cream ran out. So she got to the detox center.
And then she was released 3 weeks ago and figured out that this was all wrong. So she's now taking the necessary steps to file a lawsuit against the county.
Diane Parkin.
Let me take a break, Robin.
Probably the lawyers are all giving out drugs now.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
You see, you'd like to see that. That'd be funny.
Yes.
That would be comedic. Okay, thank you.
Just imagine it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Playing with it.
With the parrot from Jafar right after this. You know, it's hard to do these commercials with Gilbert here because he's so loony. But the Iowa makes great sound system. Gilbert would never buy himself a sound system for his apartment and enjoy some music or something.
You don't have music, Gilbert? You don't listen to music?
Well, no, I live next door to tenants who play the radio. I keep my ear to the wall.
Do you go to
Is that right?
concerts?
Do you have actually like a stereo system in the house?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it like a
one
mini
that the
system,
Flintstones
or-
would own.
Oh, yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
Or a boombox?
No, but you know, even if you watch TV, right? And you have a VCR, don't
Yeah, I
you?
have one of those like Board of Education record players.
No, but you have a VCR, right?
Yes.
And you have a TV.
Yes.
So wouldn't you like to hear that great sound? I mean, you got some money. You know what you do? You buy one of these Iowa mini systems. You plug the TV into it, and you've got concert sound coming out of your TV. It's fantastic.
Okay.
This might be too much for you, Gilbert.
Fantastic.
It really is great. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Gilbert doesn't want his environment too nice, or else he might never leave the apartment.
He might not want to treat himself that well.
He basically doesn't deserve it. The NSX 5200 is the mini system from Iowa. You guys are going to love this one. Put it anywhere. It fits right on the shelf. It's the size of a small microwave oven, half a microwave oven. And then you get great sound, 3 different CDs. You can play at once. You can change 2 of them while the other one is playing. You have a dual cassette deck. It is live. It sounds like live concert in your house.
And if it's too loud, you make it lower. It's unbelievable.
It's Iowa. And here's something free. Call right now, 1-800-BUY-AIWA, extension 311, and they'll send you a free catalog of all their stuff. And it's really nice to shop at home. 1-800-BUY-AIWA. Iowa makes the best.
The Howard Stern Show.
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
I want to speak to Mrs. Stern, please.
I'm on the line, and I'm waiting to speak with Mr. Stern also.
Okay.
They must have stuck us both
I
together.
guess they did.
Pardon me?
I guess they did stick us together. I'm so annoyed right now that...
What are you annoyed with?
The way he's talking on the radio, I think is disgraceful. He should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah. Me, just as another listener, I just want to say that I can see it would be upsetting to some people, but he has such a large crowd of fans.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately, yes. Well, I don't know how they hooked us up together. Maybe it was purposely.
You think so? Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, ladies. I got to pass some wind. Hold on 1 second. I'll get right to you.
Oh, my goodness. Ma'am, did you hear that?
Hi, ladies.
Hello?
Yes, who is this?
My name is Isabel Peters.
Well, I don't need your name.
Oh, okay, I thought, I'm just a girl from Harleysville.
Well, why do you have to announce where you live and where you are and all of that, Isabel?
Okay, there's no reason for me to say that?
No, I'm talking to you on the radio. I don't need to identify you.
I'm very sorry.
I mean, unless you want to identify yourself, I mean, that's your option.
No, I don't care to. Is this Howard Stern I'm speaking to?
Yes,
okay,
Isabel.
Well, I highly regard your advice, and I just want to say that...
Hold on, I got to pass someone. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, my goodness. That's how you get people to have good attitudes, right?
All right, you girls wanted to complain to me, is that it? Isabel and the other woman on the phone?
Yes, I did, sir.
About what, Robin's last news story?
No, sir, I want to hear advice.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were told you had complaints about
I think it's the other lady who has the complaint.
Ma'am, do you have a complaint?
Yes, I do.
All right, then go ahead. Let me hear it.
Okay, I just came in from...
And excuse Robin's farting.
It's a terrible problem.
It's a terrible gaseous problem.
You're very rude.
Oh, I am?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think
I just came in from work this morning, and I was told... I was listening to you.
Yeah.
And my sons told me that you have 2 or 3 children yourself.
Yes.
And I think you're disgraceful.
Thank you.
You're disgraceful to men, period.
To men? What did I do wrong?
Talking about raping...
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, when I walked in the door from work, I said, what in God's name is going on? I didn't know it was your show, because I usually listen to WOR, which is a much classier show.
Oh, right. John Gambling puts a lot of effort into his program. His daddy gave it to him.
You put a lot of effort into yours.
I most certainly do.
Would you like your children to listen to your show?
Are you crazy? I never let them listen.
I'm sure.
For the disgusting stuff I talk about?
Exactly.
I'm smarter than that.
What's going to happen when the day comes when they're going to get your tape and they're going to listen to it? What are they going to say?
I'm going to get the best psychiatrist in the country to sit them down and explain to them why their father's a sick man. So then you see, I got my head screwed on straight, don't I?
They sure will need a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
You're ashamed of yourself.
Hey, by the way, what's the weather going to be this weekend?
I don't know.
You have to know after gambling told you 55 times. That's all he does all morning.
Yeah. And all the other ones also.
Hey, what else? So what did I do wrong? Why should I be ashamed of yourself? First of all, you didn't even hear what I said. I said that the guy who did it should be gassed and killed, and that if I was the governor, I'd have him killed. I guess that's an awful thing to say.
Well, I guess I didn't comment at that part of it.
Yeah, I guess you didn't. I guess you don't know anything about it, do you?
Continue on and on and on about it.
You are not allowed to listen to this program, even by accident.
Believe me,
you are not mentally capable.
I would never listen to your show. It was my
Tell me something.
that are home from college, unfortunately, listen to you.
Listen to me. You just said to me, I went on and on and on about it too long. How long shall one be allowed to talk about this?
Mom, leave him alone.
Yeah,
Mom,
right. Hey, get off the phone. I'm yelling at your mother. It's about
Mom,
time.
Howard Stern's funny. Leave him alone. He's the best.
Tell her.
You hear that?
Yeah.
My children think you're the best. They're idiots also, obviously.
No, you raised them. It's not our fault.
You raised those idiots.
Don't blame us. To listen to you, there must be.
Well, let me tell you something. You're an old biddy, and you're completely out of touch with
How
reality.
long can you talk about this subject?
Yeah, to answer my question, how long is one allowed to talk about this subject? You said we went on too long. How long?
You made fun of it.
We didn't make fun of the rape. We talked about the rapist being a mental case. What kind of idiot gets attracted to a 6-year-old?
Yeah, what was the fun?
I'm gonna give you a name, Mrs. Idiot, because you don't listen to what I'm saying. You just comment.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that will be your
You're
name.
idiot number 2.
Maybe so, but you're the first lady of idiots.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
When
Bye-bye.
you call, identify yourself.
Yeah, when you call me next time, say, this is Mrs. Idiot.
Idiot number 1.
Honey, what did you want? Hello? Oh, that
Maybe
one's gone.
she hung up, too.
Are you there? All right, they're both gone. I think the other one lost their nerve. Well, obviously, if she was ever raped, it was by someone who was deaf and blind.
You know what? She probably got confused because she heard us talking about the rape of the 6-year-old.
Right.
And then I went into the story of the sex slave thing.
Yeah.
And she came in on that.
Yeah.
And you were still talking about the 6-year-old. So she's so confused.
Well, at least her sons had their heads screwed on straight.
Yeah,
I was happy to see
they
that.
heard the whole program.
We never heard what Isabella had to say, or whatever her name was. Isadora.
Rossellini.
Isabella Rossellini. Mamacita Mamacini. Well, I'm bad to the bone.
Going on with the news, Bob Barker has been hit up for $8 million. by
raped Parkinson.
Price is Right model Diane Parkinson.
Parkinson.
Hey, don't say anything bad about Diane Parkinson. I'm very close to her.
I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm going to just report the story.
Although it does seem a
Bob
little weird.
came forward yesterday and told Entertainment Tonight that he did indeed have about an 18-month relationship with Diane. He said it was just a case of two middle-aged consenting adults.
Middle-aged, the guy's 70.
Well, if he lives to be 200, he's middle-aged.
Right.
And they consider Parkinson's request for $8 million a shakedown.
Shakedown.
Parkinson, on the other hand, says that she was coerced into the relationship with Barker and that she didn't enjoy it, and that eventually she felt that she was forced to resign from the show because she was so uncomfortable.
That seems weird, though.
She even says that she complained to the producers of the show and that they began paying her hush money of $1,000 a week to keep quiet about the situation.
I saw Bob Barker on Entertainment Tonight talking about it, and he just said, hey, look, I banged her for 18 months. I told her that I wanted to break it off, and she's not used to having guys tell her they want to break it off, so she freaked out, and she's all jealous.
For a year and a half, I had, on occasion, sexual intercourse with Diane Parkinson. It was a case of two middle-aged consenting adults having sex.
Yeah, the guy was 68 years old at the time.
She may feel like a woman scorned, Barker quipped, because he was the one who broke off the relationship.
For Dracula, it's middle-aged.
But why did why did Bob Barker, I mean, why did Diane wait 3 years to come forward with her story? And why did she accept payoff money?
Maybe she thought they were going to come to some form of settlement because she had complained.
I don't know, but I know I can get her. She told me I could.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She was here, and I said, hey, let me see what it's like to kiss you. And she opened her mouth.
Wow.
And then, like, she told me she really digs me. But really, and she would like to go out with me.
For those of you who are wondering if Bob Barker is cheating on his wife died.
Yeah, I thought Bob Barker was married, but it turned out she dropped dead. He's got every guy's fantasy.
If I could get Diane Parkinson, I'd kill my wife.
You would get married just to kill your wife.
Just smother her in her sleep.
So she opened her mouth, man.
Oh, man.
That never happened to Gilbert. He says to me, I never kiss a girl and have her open my mouth.
Really? He's never
I never have one say hello. One time said hello was fantastic. I saw this girl. I said, what are you doing here? She said, I was invited. I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe this story, Howard. You know that Macaulay Culkin is going to play Richie Rich in the movies?
Yeah. Gilbert's going to be the voice of the parrot.
Is that right?
Yeah.
In the movie, as Richie Rich, Macaulay zips around on one of those all-terrain vehicles, those motorized bikes for kids.
Yeah, AVs or something.
And
RVs.
Whoever has seen it, some organization, now says that this is very wrong, and Macaulay will be a bad role model for kids because they'll see it, and then they'll want to rush around like he does without a helmet, going very fast, too, and this could be very dangerous copycat behavior for them. So before the movie even comes out, these people are saying Macaulay Culkin is bad for being in a movie. It is not the fault of the parents who buy these kids these vehicles and then let them go out unsupervised and don't give them safety lessons.
You ever see that on TV when, like, these parents are into having their kids race, like, these machines?
Oh, yeah.
And the kids are, like, 5 years old. They can barely drive them.
And they don't know it's unsafe.
Yeah.
I never knew it could turn over.
Yeah, so now they're afraid of the movie. So don't take the kid to the movie.
But it's so simple. You don't want your kid to do it, don't buy them the vehicle. They can't go and buy it themselves.
Well, you're on fire about this.
But it's so stupid to say it's Macaulay Culkin's fault.
Calm down. Bring your gas problem.
You're getting really uptight.
If they hadn't showed him zipping around, my kid would have never driven fast.
All right, I know what you're saying. I agree. I just wanted to see you get that upset.
All right, I just get worked up about these things. The State Health Department yesterday yanked the license of a Manhattan doctor for performing...
sorry.
Were you doing this? Performing abortions on women who weren't pregnant?
No, I just yanked it.
In a filthy clinic with blood-splattered walls?
What are you saying? The guy would tell the women they were pregnant.
Yes, he'd take a urine test. It would come back negative. He'd operate on them anyway.
Wow.
But how much do you have to see before you realize you're in a bad place? You know, there's blood on the walls, there's syringes all over the floor and trash, dirty instruments.
Sounds like Jackie's house.
All right.
And you lay down and let them give you anesthesia?
That's the doctor I went to.
Robin, we're talking about this too long. A woman just called me and said our time's up on this subject.
Dr. Young Ho Kwan.
Some of these guys who come from another planet.
Was advertising in El Dario.
Yeah, who would go to a doctor named Dr. Young Ho Kwan?
Clean $150 abortions.
That's when Gilbert went for his appendix.
Now the first week is free, right? Okay. See?
But they say that
now
once
you're
he got
operate,
you...
right?
Oh, dear.
Oh, don't start that. I hate that.
Yes. He says that, or in the paper they say that he would have these, poor women come in there and they think their abortion was going to cost $150. But then apparently he'd sock them with other charges, like for the anesthesia you'd have to give them some more money and junk like that. And they found a couple of groggy women there. He had a recovery room for... the women who had the operation that looked in on the room where he was performing the abortions. So they could, groggily look over and see another woman.
Well, what should these people do?
So anyway, his license was taken away. At first, he denied anything was going on. And when the health department officials walked in, 2 clerks ran out the door. So it's always an indication something bad is happening. Oh, look at this. In Vatican City, it looks like the Catholic Church is about to fess up about past crimes against Jews.
Oh, really?
Yes, they're working on a new document, Howard.
Oh, look at Gilbert doing the hora. He just needs Beautiful. Gilbert's studying to be a cantor.
The Vatican stresses the document is only a draft, but it does use unambiguous language. Are you interpreting?
This is a happy day for Jews like Gilbert. They've been waiting for the Catholic Church. He's saying, this is what Gilbert prays every morning. You broke him into prayer. Can you sing it like in your parrot voice as a Hebrew parrot?
Would you let me tell you where he's singing?
Yeah, tell me why Gilbert is singing the Jewish songs.
This new draft document says the Catholic Church should confess that she bears co-responsibility for the Nazi Holocaust. It says the traditional Catholic teaching of contempt toward Jews was a major reason many Christians, together with their bishops, were so prejudiced that they did not recognize the evil of the Nazi anti-Semitic persecution.
Gilbert, this is the happiest day of your life. This is the joyous Gilbert, a side we never see.
It wasn't until
famous Jewish song.
1965
Yes.
that the church finally canceled the Catholic liturgy that said Jews killed Christ.
I'm not sure I understand. You mean the Catholic Church has finally admitted?
Well, in 1965, they finally dropped that thing that Jews killed Christ.
Right.
But they've never gone back and corrected everything that they did in the past. And they're now saying maybe we ought to fess up and say we had some complicity there in that whole Nazi thing.
So now it is official.
Not official. This is just a draft.
A
but
draft.
They're considering it.
Just a draft.
Oh, what are you singing about, Gilbert? It's a draft. The Yiddish Glenn Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Godfrey. Gilbert, this is a happy day for your people?
Yes.
Doch mir vereinu nach der Seiten
Oh, this must really be a happy Jewish day.
Catholics sure know how to make the Jews happy.
Yeah. Gilbert has been praying for the day that the Catholics would forgive him for killing Jesus Christ.
It was an accident, he's saying.
What does this song mean, Gilbert?
It's hard to translate.
Right.
It's if a man is walking carrying a jug of water.
Yeah.
And it's a sunny day.
Right.
And that is a dog who is barking when it is raining.
But you never felt the Jews killed Jesus Christ, and this is vindication for you and your people.
That's the song of victory.
Victory. The song of victory the Jews are all singing. All right, thank you. All right. We love it, but it's enough.
Have you seen this new trend? First Mississippi did it, and now...
Wait, a new song.
Juice to the bone.
All right, very good. What else is in the news?
I was saying, have you noticed this trend with states now? Mississippi first to do it, and now I think Florida. Shut up, Gilbert.
Kick him in his balls.
To do it. They are passing laws in the state to allow them to sue tobacco companies for all the Medicaid it has cost the state to take care of people who wind up with cigarette-related illnesses.
I can't hear.
I know.
All right, go ahead. So
they estimate in Florida alone that they've spent $1.2 billion treating illnesses caused by cigarette smoking since 1989. They want to sue the tobacco companies for billions of dollars in reparations.
What are they going to do?
Sue.
I got to. What I do is to turn off his microphone for a while and he calms down. It's like being in a jungle. Yeah, he's become a real parrot. He lives in the jungle. It's like a madhouse in here. Gilbert was on a roll. It was funny. Now you got to calm him down for 10 minutes.
Stop.
Yeah, he just can't mellow out. Hey, you were funny. Stop. Wait for something else to happen.
So anyway, it's another attack on the tobacco companies. You know, they're having those hearings in Congress trying to determine exactly when the tobacco companies knew that cigarettes were dangerous or whether cigarettes are dangerous. And now the states are jumping on the bandwagon saying we're going to sue you for for causing illness. Where are you, Howard?
I don't know. I'm losing it.
For all the illness and the Medicaid payments that it's cost.
They'll sue.
And in the White House yesterday, one staffer abruptly resigned after it was learned that 3 White House staffers took a helicopter to go to a golf outing in Baltimore. In Maryland.
I feel your pain.
They were not able to come up with the exact cost of the use of a military or presidential helicopter to go to a golf course, but they do say that the cost of running such helicopters is $2,400 an hour.
It's upsetting.
Initially, the guys involved, tried to cover themselves by saying that they were scouting the place for the president, but it turned out the president really didn't have this golf country club on his itinerary. So finally, one guy resigned, another guy is going to be reassigned, and they haven't decided what to do with the third guy yet. I don't know.
It would be pretty cool, though, to take a helicopter to a golf game.
Oh, yeah, the country club thought it was such a big deal that they called the newspapers to tell them to come photograph the event, and that's how they were found out.
Wow.
Fantastic! They can take a helicopter.
Cool.
And finally, today is the day of the big opening of the Flintstones, the movie.
It was a big opening. I couldn't believe it.
Starring John Goodman.
It was unbelievable.
I heard it got terrible reviews.
Getting mixed reviews, I would say.
Really?
I've seen 3 stars. I've seen 2.5 stars.
I saw 1.5.
1.5. So it's all over the place.
Nobody wants Rosie O'Donnell to do well.
They say they're very good.
Are they?
Yeah, but I can't see her as Betty Rubble.
That's a ridiculous. Betty was a piece of ass.
Yeah.
God.
She was fantastic.
She has a big opening.
Yeah, she has a big opening.
Robin, you have a big opening.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Going to waste.
And that's why it's closing.
She's trying to make it smaller.
On Maury Povich today, Lily Tomlin.
Maury. Lily Tomlin?
Pushing that there's a second special of that Edith Ann cartoon that she does.
Yeah, she's got an important career. Gilbert plays a parrot. She plays at least she plays a human being in her cartoon.
What is the deal with her?
Who, Edith Ann?
No, with Lily.
Man,
oh, Lily.
Oh, Lily. She's not really that funny. She's
darn.
I don't know, man. I think, no offense, Gilbert, but I think once you start doing cartoons,
it's over?
Pretty much the end of the line.
No. On Sally, women who are treated poorly by men but remain with them.
Yeah.
On Geraldo, twins claiming their father made them kill his girlfriend's husband.
Hey, you know what's kind of cool?
What?
Jerry Springer had the Siamese twins join at the head. Did you watch it, Gilbert?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, I watched it. I could only watch like 3 seconds of it, and it confirmed in the ratings it didn't do that well.
Well, look, today he has a young man afflicted with that premature aging disorder who's going to turn 20.
Yeah, that's always good, though.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, those are the ones that look like 100 years old, and they're like young kids.
Yeah, but
like
aren't they supposed to die? So, you know, it's like...
He reached 20.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention Henry Mancini. You know, he's dying. He has inoperable cancer, and he's decided not to fight it at all. He says he's at peace, he's a very happy man, and he's continuing to work, and he'll just go whenever he goes.
Unlike Gilbert, who thought he was dying and was blubbering like a baby.
Yeah. I'm getting out of the business.
I got to get better.
If I'm sick, I want everyone else to suffer.
What's it all mean?
He'll be interviewed on 2020 tonight.
Yeah.
On Donahue today, the impact of money on relationships on Oprah, how to find almost anyone. And on Montel Williams, women confront the women who broke their son's heart.
You watch Beavis and Butthead? Because you like that?
Oh, yeah.
Jackie and Stuttering John and Gary all went to lunch the other day with that guy, Mike Judge, who invented Beavis and Butthead. He's sitting and pissing and moaning. He's not getting paid any money.
Well, whose fault is that?
We listened to him instead.
Yeah, right. Was he moaning the whole time?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't get any
when
money.
He could get a word in edgewise.
Really? Jackie didn't have time to complain that he doesn't get any money.
He was bitching so much Jackie couldn't.
Jackie couldn't complain.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah, Howard.
Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you about my problem.
Yeah, but Howard gets the money.
Let me talk for a second. How do you think I feel? I don't get paid anything.
Big ratings on the final episode of 90210.
Oh, that was so good. Do you watch it?
Sometimes.
Let me tell you how good it was. In every scene, all the girls were wearing belly shirts where their bellies stick out.
Very good.
And they all have really flat belly. Shannon Doherty got breast implants. She looks unbelievable. They got to bring her back next season.
No, they're not.
They've got to.
They're
She's
not
the whole
bringing
show.
her back.
She's why I watch.
Not to.
Although Kari was in it with her shirt off. You saw her bra, too.
Maybe Kari will replace her.
She was making out with that, the geeky guy.
Ian Zierling?
No, the other guy. David.
Okay.
The guy who plays like the geeky guy.
David Austin Green.
Yeah, the one who plays Tori's boyfriend.
Brian Austin, whatever his name is.
And he's turned out to be pretty good looking, and he got it on with her in a car, and it was a great episode. And at one point, Shannon Doherty, Tori Spelling, and this other good-looking girl unbuttoned their shirts and flashed their bras.
Oh.
You didn't watch it?
No.
It was great.
Boy, I would have taped that one.
I have it on tape.
Oh, okay. I'll be right
I actually slowed it down and went back and rewound it.
See if you see any nipples.
Right. I didn't see any.
Oh, damn.
I think Kari's mad at us.
Why?
Well, because she wanted to come on the show as a serious actress, and we told her that the only way she could get on is if she got naked.
Tough.
That's what Jessica Tandy did.
She's been on 3 times.
Yes.
And look, she won an Oscar.
Right. I wish. I'd love to get a hold of Jessica Tandy. I love them old.
Better do it quick.
Love what?
You better do it quick.
I love a woman with no hair.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. She didn't have any hair. She had no hair. She didn't have hair.
2 longtime presences on
Jackie O looks better than Jessica Tandy.
No, 2 longtime presences on local New York news, Howard, are disappearing. Carol Martin and Ernie Anastos have come to the end of their runs on WCBS TV.
Yeah.
Today is the last time you can see either of them.
They were really great news.
Ernie continues to be upbeat, however.
Yeah, I'll find something to do.
I did an Ernie Anastas commercial, and now he's going over the air.
Yeah, what's that all about? We were shocked because it was like
pretty much buried him.
It was a funny commercial too. It was Gilbert goes on and goes, "Hi, this is Ernie Anastas."
Yeah, I loved it.
It was good. And why are they running commercials for him if he's leaving?
I wanted him to have one good week.
Watch, like now he'll be off Channel 2 News, and like a year from now he'll be reading. He plays a parrot in a cartoon. He's in Return of John for number 5, replacing Gilbert as the parrot. Jafir.
In his 20s and 30s, he says he juggled family, work, and school.
Well, no, he doesn't have to juggle anymore.
He says, I found that if I put in the time and the energy, it would work. Those were the sacrifice years. But they were good years, according to Anastos.
This is really funny, too.
Look how far they had to
Yeah, I know. You know what? I'm the one who brought this in today, too. Yeah, look,
What?
I brought in the same exact thing.
Really?
I said, I have to talk about it.
I love this.
Look at this. Wait, Robin, look at this.
What?
The headlines are
This
like
is
3
the
inches
big
tall.
ad in the newspaper for Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Uh-huh.
So they give, like, it says, A fun-filled roller coaster ride. Now, you know Beverly Hills Cop 3 got tons of bad reviews. It wasn't one good review. Everyone said it really sucked, and everyone knew it was going to suck. But they have to fill it up with quotes. So look who they went to, like Neil Rosen of New York One News.
Oh, no.
You got to read. You know, it's really embarrassing. Here's one. Jim Ferguson from KMSB TV.
Where's that?
I don't know. I think it's
It's a suburb of Boise.
yeah, I think it's an intern somewhere, one of the TV stations out in Boise. Eddie Murphy's Axel Foley has never been funnier. An action thriller loaded with laughs.
Who said that?
Jim Ferguson of KMSB.
He'll say anything.
Brian Adams of KICU TV says Beverly Hills Cop 3 is 3 times the fun as the original. A thrill ride full of action and no Gilbert. You had fun doing Beverly Hills Cop 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Those are great reviews.
These are great reviews for the movie. Eddie should be very proud of himself. Putting a lot of effort into his career. Best movie ever. Bill Jenkins, Weekly Reader.
Oh, stop it. They didn't go that far.
Almost.
My weekly.
Way to go.
But anyway, Ernie, it's his last night tonight at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I think they're going to
This
play
has been a
clips
good
of
run.
past newscasts.
And now he started this company, and he owns a couple of TV stations. He's employed all of his kids. It's a good deal.
He started a production company?
No, he owns a couple of TV stations. You know,
Ernie Anastas?
little markets or something.
You're kidding
He's
me.
part owner with family and friends of a TV station in Kingston, New York.
I think it's KMSB TV.
And a low-power TV station in Nyack.
Oh,
that,
really?
Along with some potential cable carriage deals,
White elephant.
maybe yoked together to create a news presence in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
His daughter, Nina, is a reporter anchor there with her fiancé, Greg Floyd.
Way to go. Everyone
And his
seems like
son-
they're really branching out.
His son, Philip, will work there this summer.
Boy, I hope my kids do that, just like work for me the rest of their lives.
Then they're also developing something called the American Business Journal, which his wife will work on.
That's great. So he'll never be apart from his family. There's not a moment in the day that he won't see someone he's related to.
They're already talking about expanding and are negotiating with the owner of 2 stations in Florida and 1 in Alabama.
I bet auditions were tough to get those on-air jobs.
Hey, I didn't know they were my kids.
In addition to that, won't he be opening a diner? Because he is Greek.
So don't cry for Ernie.
Don't cry for me, Ernie Onastos. I only come from Argentina. Well, Gilbert, thanks for sharing that song with us.
Oh, yeah. Nishe vachnolai machayashu
It's a happy day for Gilbert. Okay, Gilbert, thank you. Gilbert Godfrey, who plays the voice of the parrot in The Return of Jafar. No Jewish songs. Yes.
You see, if a man is walking and he sees a parrot, it is, that's the part of the song.
An interpretation in English. Thank you. Gilbert, happy because the Christians now say... The Catholics now say that the Jews did not kill Jesus Christ, but the...
But they're not sure.
They're not sure. They're drafting
drafting
something.
something.
Yeah, like they're trying to come up with some wording that'll let the Jews off the hook. Rabbi, who do you think actually killed the Jesus Christ?
The Schwarzes.
Okay. And now you want to rejoice some more? Gilbert, seriously, congratulations on playing the voice of the parrot again in The Return of Jafar. I remember Peggy Lee played the Siamese cat in the animated
And
movie.
look at what it did for her.
Yeah, she disappeared off the face of the earth. No, she's still around, isn't she? Sure she is. Yeah. She's got a lifetime contract, doesn't she? No, I see her around. She does a lot
Making
of
a big comeback.
Anyway, at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal in July, it's Gilbert. If you want to fly all the way to Montreal just to see Gilbert. He wants to show you he's busy with very big events.
Oh, and
he gets invited to the comedy festival.
USA Up All Night, which
That's
is
right.
very major.
Still doing that? How many years have you been doing that?
Oh, too long.
Right. We all agree.
Yes.
Jackie,
Didn't you think Gilbert was going somewhere for a while? He was appearing on the network award shows, winning awards,
and then he screwed up.
and TV shows.
And then all of a sudden, like, even Disney had accepted him and all this stuff. And then Gilbert was even on all these award shows, and people were actually looking forward to seeing Gilbert on the award shows, and he was considered a genius. So he goes on.
There were things being written, comedian.
Right, all that. And then Gilbert goes on the
Emmys.
The Emmys.
Yes.
And now it's real legitimate. It's the Emmys. Gilbert comes out, and he's trying to be funny. He's doing a shtick. Yes. And it really, it wasn't that offensive if you've got a brain over a 12-year-old.
Well, it was right at the time of Pee Wee Herman.
Right. And all of a sudden, the camera flashes to the Golden Girls. Mm-hmm. What's her name? The blonde.
Rue McClanahan.
Rue McClanahan, and the one who was married to Alan Ludden 100 years ago.
Oh, Betty White.
Betty White and Beatrice Arthur. I don't know who it was. I think it was Betty White, and they were all like, masturbation.
Well, they were having an aneurysm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Didn't everyone come out against you afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. No one even wants to. Now all Hollywood is rejecting
they forgot the awards. All the articles were about Gilbert the next day and how bad he was.
All I said was, if masturbation's a crime, I'd be on death row.
Yeah, that was the big line.
Yeah, that was the most offensive
and it was considered ridiculous. And now Gilbert can't get arrested.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Now he's a parrot.
Yeah. Since I picked me up.
Yeah.
All right, wait a minute. I have to break in with a news story.
Uh-oh. Are you sure? That's a Memorial Day over, Robin?
No. This is from El Paso, Texas. You know how we always have to give preference to news articles about people in radio.
Uh-oh.
El Paso, Texas, radio newsman Hal Chestnut is back on the air at his old station, KTSM-AM 1380, but he still hasn't settled his legal problems. He was recently hired as a co-host with John Laird of Talk with an Attitude from 7 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Previously, he had been at another station, or at the same station as the news director for 19 months, but was fired last year after he was arrested on public lewdness charges. Police said he was cited for allegedly receiving oral sex from a transvestite prostitute downtown.
And then things turned ugly.
Gee, I hope it doesn't hurt his radio career. It's such an honorable profession. In an industry filled with people who pick up girls on request lines, I don't think he's got anything to worry about.
He never showed up for his court hearing on October 22nd.
Gilbert sitting there with jealous face.
Yes.
But
where did he find this transvestite?
He was unaware of any court date. And we'll wait to hear from the court about trying to settle that situation. He says he was never notified. He's 61 years old.
Wow.
And he never missed a court date in his life, so he probably had a lot of run-ins.
Glad you told us, Robin. It'll make my weekend.
Well, you feel better about yourself working in radio.
You're not kidding. At least I'm not the biggest embarrassment in the industry now.
I envy him. He's got a career and a sex life.
See, you're a parrot.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Murphy has transformed himself. He is so handsome now. That was a really good move.
You know what the station says? They hired him. They rehired him this month because they wanted to go with something different.
1-800-52-STERN. See our backstage tape. And
Before returning to the radio station, Howard, he had been working in construction.
Oh. 1-800-52-STERN. She wants you to know that, though. 1-800.
That's our profession.
1-800-52-STERN. He needed a lot of credentials. Isn't it great to be in an industry where, like, I went to college because I wanted to be in radio. My father used to say to me, jackass, don't go to college for something else. To be in radio, your garbage man can be in radio. And he's right. Construction workers go into radio.
With transvestites.
Yeah. And they're doing better than most guys. Hey, anyway, 1-800-52-STERN. You want to spend some real quality fun time around your TV set, you get this videotape. Lots of new stuff, too. And also, it's $39.95, $4.50 shipping and handling, but you must be 18 or older because it's quite dirty. And it's brought to you by Infinity Ventures and me. 1-800-52-STERN. Also, the Leroy Neiman poster is in there as well. Jackie Platinum, Joke Page, Martling.
He comes running in the backyard. He says, Pop, Mom just got hit by a bus.
Son, you know my lips are chapped. Please don't make me smile.
What? No, wait, I didn't get that.
Son, you know my lips are chapped. Please don't make me smile.
Oh, it would hurt if you smiled with chapped lips?
Well, she's going to smile because her husband was just hit by a bus. She's going to break out a big grin, and she might hurt her chapped lips.
No, he goes too fast.
Middle-aged divorcee wants to sleep with a black guy. She's dying to sleep with a black guy. She goes to a bar, has a few drinks, meets a black guy, brings him home, brings him to the bedroom, takes off all her clothes, lies in bed, spreads her legs. She says, "Hi, pal. Do what you do best." So he grabs the TV and runs out the door.
That one I get.
No, that you understand.
There you go.
Okay. That wasn't too fast for you.
There you go.
Thank you, babe.
Jackie, that's just a taste of Jackie.
Yes, that's on his big CD.
Girls on the witness stand. The judge says, what happened? She said, I was walking down the sidewalk and he grabbed me and dragged me to alley. And he ripped off my dress and pulled down my pants and bent me over a garbage can. I don't even remember what happened next. The judge said, make something up.
Oh, you're on a roll now, Jack.
Hey, he's got me there. Two of them here.
There's 70 minutes of that.
78.
I can't get enough.
I'm sorry.
I wish he had made it a little longer. The price includes full-color Jokeland catalog, only $10 plus free shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464. Tonight, one big show at Vinnie Brand's Stress Factory at the New Brunswick Hyatt Regency. There's not too many seats available. Please hurry, or else you'll miss Jackie. And also go over there and meet lots of girls. Usually a lot of good-looking girls show up at Jackie's.
They flock to him.
Groupies, and then when they can't get in Jackie's pants, they end up with you. Hey, I'll be on Letterman June 24th. Sorry, Gilbert. It's got a real...
Yes, what?
The Fred Norris Band. Why, Fred, how come they named it the Fred Norris Band?
Because that's the only name we could all agree on. I came up with about a dozen other names. Nobody liked it, so we stuck with it.
Like what? What name did you want to call it?
I have a list at home. I'll bring it in.
Okay. Don't hide it from us. The Fred Norris Band will be at the Downtime Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's on 30th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue in Manhattan. Don't miss Stuttering John's Band appearing at the Pennsylvania State Fair at Philadelphia Park Racetrack in Bensalem, Pennsylvania this Friday night. And Stuttering John's Band will be at the Agora in Cleveland next Friday night, June 3rd. For more information, call 609-546-STUPID.
Yeah.
He's got a record out on Atlantic. And if you're planning a wedding or summer party and you need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment in the New York Tri-State area. Call 718-BAG 5040. Scott the Engineer.
You're bag 54. Look.
All right, so very good. What is it, Stuttering John?
You know what the worst thing is? I talked to Gilbert,
yeah,
and I stutter, and he holds in the laughter, but you can see his face.
Gilbert's happy he has someone he can laugh at.
Sometimes he gets caught and makes up words. It's like... You
ever seen when his face locks up?
Oh, yeah. Hey. He turns into Charlie Callis.
Yeah.
But Gilbert's one of those guys, you can tell he feels bad about laughing, but he can't hold it in. You know?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, like...
I could look at Stuttering John and talk to him and not laugh when he... But then if Jackie's in the room, he starts laughing at John, because Jackie just stares at him and then starts laughing. Jackie has, no heart.
Jackie doesn't hold anything back. No. He lets it all out.
I start biting the inside of my mouth.
But you can see it. You can see his face, breaking up.
Gilbert's trying to be sensitive.
I get, tears in my...
Yeah, but Jackie just laughs in your face. He doesn't even wait. He doesn't even try to be sensitive.
At some point, I'm like, Gilbert, just laugh. Laugh already.
What is it, Gary?
Here's an impersonation of Jackie laughing while John's stuttering. He just stares at him and he goes...
Yeah. So wrong. All right, we'll see you. Have a good Labor Day. We'll see you on Tuesday.